presented by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Get matched with your perfect bed and save up to $700 on a wide selection of quality mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base with a qualifying purchase. See store for details.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorney.
Gentlemen, you are live.
And need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
First place in the NFC West is on the line Sunday as the Cardinals head to Seattle to score off. With Geno Smith and the Seahawks, the Suns are enjoying a much-needed break from action. They won't play again until Tuesday. And D-back second baseman Ketel Marte finishes third in NLV MVP voting. Welcome in another Football Friday here at Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Jackson Groff, and Manuch. Roc will be joining us here just a few short minutes as we are out here at Wright Toyota, setting the scene for a lot of football this weekend, going to mix in a lot of basketball this weekend. But more importantly, Jax, I got to tell you, I can feel the buzz for ASU and BYU tomorrow, 1:30 kickoff over at Sun Devil Stadium, Frank Kush Field.
Yeah, I was on my drive over, and I was just thinking about other states and other cities in America that have a better weekend of football than we do. And I really can't think of one. I mean, you got Arizona State with an opportunity. They are in full control of making the Big 12 championship, potentially the CFP after that. Big homecoming, sold-out crowd against BYU, who we thought, all season was the number one team in the Big 12. They stumbled last week against Kansas, and we'll talk more about the college football slate because I know people are kind of writing off and saying, Colorado's just going to go and beat Kansas. It's a Kansas team that beat Iowa State, basically diminished their Big 12 hopes. Beat BYU last week, made it a lot harder for them moving forward. It could do the same thing for Colorado. So if Colorado loses and ASU wins, could we see an ASU-BYU rematch? And then for the Arizona Cardinals, you have an opportunity to extend.
Coming off the bye, Jax.
Coming off of a bye weekend. I just love the attitude. And I kind of compare the Arizona Cardinals and ASU similar because both teams, you've been around the Valley forever. You can tell from the Arizona Cardinals and the ASU Sun Devils, both play in the image of their coach. Both have bought into what they've done. And you can see a definite culture change in both ASU and the Arizona Cardinals, and it's evident that both teams are having a really good season.
Yeah, the Suns will be enjoying a much-needed break from action. They'll try to get things straightened out after the slide that they're on right now. They'll return on the court on Tuesday when they host the Lakers in the NBA Cup Final. The Suns have lost 5 in a row following Wednesday's home setback to the Knicks. The Suns are now 9-7 on the season. And Jax, quite frankly, until they get 2 of the other 3 back, this team, I think, will continue to slide, especially when you're taking on this LA Lakers team. And quite frankly, Book can't get it done. Grayson Allen coming off the bench. Tyus Jones can't get it done. Nurkic can't get it done. They're just not going to get it done unless you're playing a lowly NBA team that they're going to not see for the next few weeks. Even San Antonio coming up will be a big challenge until they get Bill and KD back.
Yeah, it's tough when you got 2 of your best players out when you're facing teams, especially early in the season, that have no health issues. I was at the Knicks game 2 days ago, and you look at the Knicks, 5 guys, all 5 are threats to shoot the basketball. And you look at the Suns, it's basically Booker, and then Tyus is starting to get in his own, and Royce is starting to get more confidence. But I say this a lot, and I think it's kind of you could say it's a lazy take. Budenholzer, this is still a 16, 17 game coaching
absolutely,
team.
Yeah.
So I think people understand, yes, he's a veteran coach. Yes, he's been coaching. He's an NBA Finals champion. But it's still 17 games in the season.
Here's how it is. I get that right there. But it's hard to take it's hard to take a knife to a gunfight. You get outshot. You get outmatched. It's all about personnel, right? Player personnel. And if you don't have the horses, and you saw that the other night at the Knicks games, guys were hoisting shots. Everybody, it seems, on that Knicks team could shoot. Suns were limited. I think they hoisted 53s. Would they make 30, 31% of those? And that was nothing but a 3-ball match for 5 minutes there, which, quite frankly, watching the game, I got bored, folks. I'll tell you. Now I know why the numbers are down in the NBA. I got bored watching. I think they had in 5 minutes, there must have been, I bet at least 20 threes that were hoisted. I might be exaggerating, but it was nothing but a 3 fest. And I'm like, how about taking it down low, kicking it back out? Let's see some plays. You saw them move the ball, but it was just hoisting. It was hoist away that I thought. But again, it's just going to be very difficult for the Suns team moving forward unless you get at least one more of the big three back.
Yeah, and I think part of it too is the weakness is going to be the big man. I mean, they address everything else. They got bigger on the wing defensively and offensively with Ryan Dunn, who looks more and more confident shooting the three ball. Although it's kind of skeptical whether he'll shoot 20% one night or 40% the other night, he looks a lot better. You're starting to get Oso Iguodala more involved too, which we didn't expect, him being a second rounder. But I think it's going to come down to, can Nurk stay healthy? I thought he played better against the Knicks, but you always are going to have a weakness. That's the weakness for the Suns. And I know Suns fans are panicking a little bit. You talked on the show yesterday, should you panic? Roc's panicking. You and Jimmy B aren't. I'm on the side of you guys aren't, just because I think everything in terms of an offensive and defensive game plan, and when you lose a guy like KD, just completely changes your team. And too, Manuch, and we've even seen this in the past, like football terms. When you lose your starting quarterback, it's going to diminish the play of the defense.
Well, how about if you lose your starting quarterback, your starting running back, or your starting receiver? I mean, it's a double whammy
100%
for the Phoenix Suns. So they'll get it all going again on Tuesday. D-back second baseman Ketel Marte finished third in the National League MVP voting. Dodgers phenom Shohei Ohtani won the award for the third time in his career. Yankees outfielder Aaron Judge won the American League MVP award. Don't you think he'd rather have won that World Series MVP award as opposed to the debacle that was the New York Yankees and the challenges and issues he had at the plate and in the field? But again, Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani are your MVPs in the National League and the American League. As we mentioned, 21st ranked Sun Devils. Let me say that again, Jax. The 21st ranked Sun Devils to take on the 14th ranked BYU Cougars tomorrow in Tempe. That game will get going at 1:30 in the afternoon on ESPN. Prime time, prime TV. I mean, it's all primed to be, pardon the pun, for this Sun Devils team to basically become a team that people will go, wow. I mean, the folks on the East Coast it'll be 3:30 back there. It'll be 2:30 Central Time. Now everybody can go, what's this Kenny Dillingham guy doing at Arizona State? And who's this Cam Scatabo? Who is this kid? And then who's this young quarterback that's winning and making plays with his feet as well as his arm? So talk about prime time all the way for the Sun Devils in this game tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, great opportunity. And I love that what Charlie Regal said yesterday. And if you haven't catch that interview, go to rockandmanuch.com or on any of our socials, YouTube or whatever. But he was talking about how Kenny Dillingham on Monday was showing a bunch of videos of analysts and broadcasters giving the praise of the Arizona State Sun Devils. And even Sam Levitt said in an interview, he said, we don't like it. Now you want to be a fan of us? Instead of back in the first month, August, where we beat Wyoming, we beat Mississippi State, we went on the road and played a tough Texas State team, but now they're clicking on all cylinders. And we always talk about football guys saying the games you remember are played in November, and they're peaking at the right time. And then you play a team in BYU that's almost panicking. They looked out of sorts offensively, Manuch, against Kansas. And I think the biggest thing, both sides of the football, is going to be who can run effectively and who can limit those 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3s. If for ASU, if you make BYU go 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, you're going to be a good situation. And one thing about Arizona State, even since the beginning of the season, they always start so fast. And if they can do that against BYU and put them away early, I think Arizona State's going to be in good shape.
Let's go lead us to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day for a free quote, repair, or installation. Head to state48roofing.com and follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status. How will ASU beat BYU? Will it be Scatterby rushing for over 125 yards? Levitt throw for 250 yards? Shut down the BYU passing game? Or win the turnover battle? And then we got another one. We got a double shot. Is the Army the best underdog story of their college this college football season? You can either go yes, no, ASU, no, Indiana, or no other. Again, go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and cast your vote. We'll go ahead and catch up with you in reference to those during the week. I mean, I'm torn with the ASU and Army, but Army 10-0 taking on Notre Dame in Notre Dame. What do they have? 15
It's
points.
actually at Yankee Stadium.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Yankee Stadium. Last time they were there, like a 15-point dog.
Yeah,
last time I looked,
14.5 right now. I saw the question on the lineup, and to be honest, I was kind of puzzled by Army being the best, and I'm interested to see Rock
underdog.
Best underdog story. I think it's without a question Indiana. I mean, they have never been 10-0. They were picked 15th in the conference. I know ASU was too, but ASU had some dominance to them. From as I've known, my grandpa was an Indiana fan. He graduated from Indiana. He's never seen this type of season in his life.
And last but not least, U of A Wildcats going to Dallas-Fort Worth, and they'll take on TCU tomorrow afternoon. The Wildcats, they snapped that 5-game losing streak with a 27-3 victory over Houston last week after the bye week. U of A is 4-6 on the season and 2-5 in Big 12 play. You know what? I hope that they're back on track, because it's going to be a tough one next week for the Sun Devils. But you got to go into basically it's Fort Worth, folks, because if you say Dallas-Fort Worth, the folks in Dallas get a little hoity-toity about that whole thing.
Well, Manuch, too, if Arizona beats TCU, they'd be 5-6. They would have to get one more victory, be bowl eligible. That'd put even more on the game, where ASU, they have to win out. They have to beat Arizona to make the Big 12 championship. And for U of A, they can kind of spoil the Sun Devils season and potentially make a bowl game. But Arizona is a 10.5-point underdog at TCU.
ASU men's basketball is off until Thanksgiving Day. The Devils will head to Palm Springs to clash with New Mexico next Thursday. ASU sits at 5-1 on the season following Wednesday's 93-89 victory over Cal Poly. Another basketball action tonight. 17th ranked Arizona hosts ranked Duke in Tucson, while GCU hosts Norfolk State. Wildcats are 2-1 on the season, and the Lopes are 2-2. Headlines are brought to you today by Twin Peaks Fantastic Tailgating Sweepstakes, powered by Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's our season-long fantastic tailgating giveaway. Also, text Peaks to 59925 every day for your chance to win the amazing grand prize: a Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, pizza oven, cornhole set, portable beer pong table, an outdoor projector with the inflatable screen, a cooler, multiple cases of Cocoa 5, a $250 Twin Peaks gift card, and the best of our Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B logoed Wild Gear tumblers. No purchase necessary. Again, just text Peaks to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Make this football season unforgettable at Twin Peaks. We're coming up. It's our sounds of the NFL, basically Thursday night football, sounds of basically what happened beside Thursday night football. It's all right here from Wright Toyota on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on Fox Sports 910.
Ready for Christmas music? 99.9.
Hey, Manuch, can you hear me? Can you turn down your mic just a little bit?
Christmas music is on our sister station, 99.9 KEC.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sponsored by JW Marriott Desert Ridge Resort and Spa.
Kick off football season with Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Twin Peaks.
Fair enough.
Season-long fantastic tailgating giveaway. Text Peaks to 59925 every day for your chance to win the amazing grand prize: a Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, pizza oven, cornhole set, portable beer pong table, an outdoor projector, inflatable screen, cases of Cocoa 5, a cooler, and Wild Gear tumblers. No purchase necessary. Just text Peaks to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Make this football season unforgettable with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Head coach Bobby Hurley and Sun Devil men's basketball are ready to join the Big 12 Conference. This season, the Sun Devils host conference foes Baylor, Iowa State, Arizona, TCU, and Houston, all at Desert Financial Arena.
And another steal ahead to Miller, and Miller reverses it up and in, and he's fouled! Holy moly!
Join the action and get your Sun Devil men's basketball tickets today by calling 480-727-0000
Good on my end.
or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity and the American dream.
Gotcha. Yeah, you were kind of talking midway, and I was just kind of messing with it, so I just didn't know if you wanted me to do it during or after, but I appreciate the clarity.
Are designed for supportive networking and collaboration. With over 330 academic programs, GCU provides a path.
I got you on that. Will do. Thank you, Manuch. Appreciate it.
The pursuit to serve others is yours. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Yes, we got the bumper sound, and then we're doing the Russell Wilson Hail Mary attempt.
Backyard Joint, Chandler's go-to sports bar. With over 30 big screens, you won't miss a single play of any game. Plus, we've just launched our all-new fall menu, packed with mouth-watering bites and exciting drink specials. We've got
the Jameis clips.
Bring your crew to BKD's Backyard Joint, located at 980 East Pecos Road in Chandler. That's BKD's Backyard Joint. Your backyard, your team, your bar. BKD'sBackyard.com.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie? Sure. Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
This holiday season, Straight Talk Wireless is letting you say yes a lot more with real unlimited data. Yes to sharing pics of the ugliest holiday sweaters. Yes to checking weather on the go for surprise sledding trips. And with a free phone at sign up, let the yes-tivities begin.
No way!
Yes way. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 1/5/25 while supplies last at participating stores. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation on select single line plans. Limit of 2 phones per customer. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Rush 3, drop A.
Mics are hot. Mics are hot.
Thrown up for grabs in the end zone. How does this one end? Incomplete. Right down to the nub.
Special thanks to Prime last night is Russell Wilson's Hail Mary attempt. And the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland hang on to win 24-19 in a game last night where we saw the snow falling. Talk about bringing a tear to myself and Jax's eye. You played in Montana. We played in Buffalo for those years, and just to see that snow falling in the second half. And, I couldn't tell if it was a heavy snow or dry, but I will say this. Quarterbacks threw the ball very well. I thought the running backs ran fairly well. You can see a lot of slippage out there on the field. But those are some of the things to see. I look at an upset that was had, and for the Steelers to go into Cleveland and lose that football game. But Jameis Winston, how about this? 18 for 27. 219 yards. He had the one pick, no touchdowns. But I thought he handled the game very, very well. I look at Nick Chubb, the way they ran the ball. They had 85 yards total rushing. He had 59. But they were very effective. And for the Steelers to have to come back and win that game against the Cleveland Brown. And how about Myles Garrett? What do you have, like 25 sacks last night, give or take? And he was all over the place on Russell Wilson last night.
Yeah, they interviewed him after the game, Myles Garrett, and he said he's the best passer in the NFL, which you could debate back and forth between him and T.J. Watt. Both definitely be Hall of Famers one day. I think the biggest thing that stands out for me, Manuch, is Jerry Jeudy. I mean, him on fourth down, third down on that last drive. I was yelling at my TV. I was like, it's an out route. It's an out route. Adjust Mike Tomlin. They could just not do it. And for the snow, too, it's one thing. And I think people out there that have never played in snow, one of the hardest things, too, is when you're running is the snow flying in your face because you don't have a visor. So it's basically, in your eyes. And for him to concentrate on the football and catch those, I thought was pivotal. That ultimately led to Nick Chubb, snow paddling in for that end zone touchdown he had to basically clinch the game. But those snow games are genuinely one of my favorite, and it was fun to watch for sure. And as we approach December and as we approach potentially the college football playoff, having some home games, you just hope and pray that we'll get at least one snow game in college.
Myles Garrett on the day, 5 tackles, 4 solos, 3 sacks, tackles for loss, 3. Now, was he bound and determined because T.J. Watt was on the other side?
Yes.
Or was it prime time Thursday night football?
All the above.
I would agree with that. And the other thing, watching that game is it was a fairly clean game, except for a couple fumbles we saw, which is pretty much going to be the case when you get that kind of weather. Jameis Winston, he had some very good thoughts before the game. Let's take a listen again. Thanks to Prime.
You have said you don't become a Brown until you beat the Steelers. What will it take tonight?
The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. So I'm dependent on the Lord.
Is that the message to the team?
Day by day, one play at a time. That's the message.
Weather conditions tonight. We're expecting winds up to 15 miles per hour and a wintry mix. How will that impact your ability to throw?
Clip ends in 10 seconds.
I'm so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow, to be in true football weather in Cleveland, Ohio at Huntington Bank Field today to give him the glory. It's a beautiful day.
Sure feels like you're playing in the AFC North.
It is. It's magical. Thank you.
Boy, the career of Jameis Winston. Think about that. New Orleans, Tampa Bay, now the Cleveland Browns. And to see the maturity of Jameis Winston to take care of the football, still throws the football very, very well. And if there's one thing you like about Jameis Winston is the leader on the field, and a lot of guys respond to him. So when you look at a Jameis Winston, you get a veteran quarterback that's out there on the field handling the elements. Kind of hard to handle the elements when you're from Florida State, and you where you've been prior to that, New Orleans in a dome, Tampa Bay in the weather. But I thought he did an outstanding job. Now here's Jameis Winston after the game, his thoughts and comments. Again, thank you to Prime.
We have to stack it one day at a time. Today, yes, we're going to celebrate, man. You know, I'm grateful that fans came out and showed out, but we got to see this team in 2 weeks. We have the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football, another primetime game, and they're playing good. My Alabama boy, Bo Nix, he's showing out. He's playing, you know.
10 seconds, clip ends.
Man, we're going to celebrate today. We have to focus on being where our feet are, and right now we're going to celebrate this win. We still got some things that we got to clean up. I still got some things I got to clean up. So we're still focusing on building on the positives and eliminating the negatives.
And last but not least, going to the podium, the excitement of Jameis Winston, which I really believe carries over in that Cleveland locker room. Again, thank you to Prime.
I was just praying on the sideline because that fourth quarter, it really was like it was a whole paradigm shift. Like we were playing so well offensively, and then bang, bang, back-to-back drives with turnovers. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is really an NFL's filmed moment. The snow starts pouring down.
Clip ends 10 seconds.
Like I felt like my feet started getting heavy because I'm squishing through the snow. And man, it was so good, and it was so great to end up in that win.
Jameis, I feel you. I've been down that road. Jax, you've been down that road in Montana. I was down that road as a quarterback playing for the Buffalo Bills. Sounds are brought to you by the Trophy Bar, home for Monday Night Football this week. It's the Ravens at the Chargers. Join us at Trophy Bar located in downtown Ocotillo. The Trophy Bar is the spot to be. What if there's a place that guys love for sports, cars, and ice-cold drinks, but the ladies loved it too for its amazing food, specialty cocktails, and high-end decor? They're finally just a spot. It's the Trophy Bar, where the spoils go to the victors, the best staff, killer happy hour specials, 30 4K TVs, 16 video walls, great music, cool cars, custom, classic, and exotic. Well, exotics are always welcome. That is at the Trophy Bar just east of Price Road on Queen Creek in downtown Ocotillo. On this day, let's go back to 1966, the 32nd Heisman Trophy Award, Steve Spurrier. That's right. That's Steve Spurrier, the coach, the old ball coach from Florida. He won that. 2003, Utah ends BYU's NCAA record of 361 consecutive games without being shut out when the Utes beat the Cougars 3-0 in Provo. How appropriate. Your rival shuts you out. Wind and snow, speaking of snow, limits both offenses. Brian Bornson's 41-yard field goal is all the 9-2 Utes needed to clinch the Mountain West Conference title. The Cougars had scored in every game dating back to October 3rd, 1965 in Jackson. They went to 2003. As I recall, those were the Lavelle Edwards teams that were led by many of the different quarterbacks out there. 2012, the butt fumble. New England embarrasses the Jets with a 35-point second quarter in a 49-19 victory to give Bill Belichick his 200th NFL victory. Belichick is the 8th coach in NFL history with 200 career victories, including the playoffs. And sadly, going back to 1963, we got to mention this. Sadly, on this day in Dallas, Texas, marks the anniversary of the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in Dallas, as I mentioned. Vice President Lyndon Johnson was sworn in on the plane back to Washington, D.C. as the next president of the United States. And who can forget that iconic photo of Jacqueline Kennedy right there next to Lyndon Johnson still wearing the outfit she had when President Kennedy was shot, wearing that, and he's getting sworn in as the next president of the United States. Well, on this day is brought to you by Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale, the home of the Huskers and Arizona, and the official alumni chapter of the University of Nebraska in Arizona. Their official watch party location at 62nd Street and Bell Road, just right down the street here. Jax, it's Wisconsin at Nebraska. Game time is 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. Think about that. Wisconsin, Nebraska going at it. Wisconsin's trying to feel a little, they're starting to feel a little traction here, which we thought that they would. For anybody to go in there and play them, number one. Oregon had all they could handle going into Wisconsin.
Well, yeah, both teams, too, are fighting for a bowl game. I mean, specifically Nebraska. I'll be watching this game on one of my quad multi-views. Shout out to YouTube TV. But
so, whoa. Excuse me? Say that again?
The quad box. So on YouTube TV, I got to dumb it down. I forgot you're much older than I am.
Yeah.
YouTube TV, they have this option where you could have a multi-view watching 4 games at once.
Okay.
So you could watch ASU, you could watch Wisconsin, Nebraska, and throw on 2 other games as well, too. But for me, I'm going to be watching Nebraska because Nebraska fans want a bowl game, I should say. They've never experienced one in, 8 years?
Yes.
So that would be a fun game to watch. And right now, Nebraska's a 1-point favorite. Dylan Raiola coming back and healthy, so we'll see.
If you're not watching YouTube, get over to Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale, right down the street here, 62nd Street and Bell Road. Well, coming up, the Cardinals take on the Seahawks on Sunday. We catch up with former great Seahawks safety and now pre- and post-game host of the Seahawks radio network, Paul Moyer, also a great Sun Devil. He'll break it all down for us next as you listen to Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 live from Wright Toyota.
Yeah, clear.
Trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Arizona State, number 21 of the CFP standings, getting set for another monster matchup at home tomorrow against number 14 BYU, hoping to make the Cougars the third-ranked team they've beaten this year after they disposed of Utah and Kansas State. Arizona will play on the road at TCU. Basketball tonight, GCU hosts Norfolk State. Arizona gets a visit from Duke. Safety Jalen Thompson out on the practice field for the Cardinals this morning. The updated injury report comes out later today. ASU hockey on Fox Sports 910 tonight, visiting number 1 Denver. The pregame on the way at 6:30. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Looking for the ultimate hangout? Welcome to the Trophy Bar in downtown Ocotillo, where epic sports, stunning cars, and ice-cold drinks meet fabulous food and specialty cocktails. The spot for everyone. Guys love our 34K TVs, 16-foot video wall, and killer happy hour specials, while the ladies indulge in high-end decor and amazing cuisine. Join us for our thrilling nights. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Mondays, Coach Dillingham on Wednesdays, and Cards on Thursdays. Visit us at Price and Queen Creek Road in Chandler. The Trophy Bar, where the spoils go to the victors.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. Whether your pursuit involves a bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree, GCU's learning environments are designed for supportive networking and collaboration. With over 30 academic programs, GCU provides a path to help you fulfill your dreams. The pursuit to serve others is...
It's never too late to play the ASU fight song. I have it ready to go.
Private, Christian, affordable. Visit GCU.edu.
So play the clip, then the ASU fight song?
Will
do.
For holiday specials this year, featuring the Callaway AI Smoke Driver with smart face technology and multiple sweet spots across the face, now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell, save on the Tour V6 and Tour V6 Shift Series laser rangefinders. There's always gift cards in any amount for those special golfers on your list. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide.
Will do. I'm voicing him in right now, calling him right now.
1963, and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Year after year, Lerner Rowe is voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. You may wonder why. The answer is quite simple. Lerner Rowe is so popular because we give every client excellent service and a superior experience. But also the main reason is results. We've recovered billions of dollars for our clients with over $1 billion collected in the last 5 years alone. Our phone lines are always open and our legal team is standing by right now, waiting for your call.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days, and
we got Paul on hold.
I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge. Febreze.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Elf Beauty. The top seed Orlando Pride and the second seed Washington Spirit battle for the NWSL Championship tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Barbara Banda, Marta, and the Pride nearly went all season without a loss, dropping just 2 games to win the NWSL Shield for the best regular season record. They'll try to win their first NWSL title with a win over Washington tomorrow. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
Elf Cosmetics presents Get Ready with Music, the album, an empowering new album for every mood. With 92% of women saying music boosts their spirits while getting ready, this album blends makeup and music to celebrate self-expression. Available now on the iHeartRadio app.
These games all of them are gonna feel like playoff.
Mics are hot.
The NFL is always a close league, and there's always a lot of one-score games. And so, when like I said, when you got the ball at the end and you got a chance to close it out, that's your moment to go and take it.
You're live.
Geno Smith with the Seattle Seahawks Radio Network, followed by the ASU Fight Song, because our next guest, he is the pre-halftime post-game host for the Seattle Seahawks Radio Network. He's also an outstanding former Sun Devil, getting it all done. Paul Moyer now joining us here on the right, Turdy Good Sign. Paul, it's Manuch alongside Jackson. How are we doing this afternoon? But here's the thing, Paul. I can only eat crow so many ways since you smoked my Wildcats, okay? I've had ranch dressing, Italian, blue cheese. I'm running out of things to put on that crow, and quite frankly, I'm getting tired of it. But huge congrats. You whooped my cat's butt. I got to give you the floor.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Here's what I would say on your crow. Try just plain this time. You don't need any sauce on there. But look, Kansas State, great program. It's just nice for ASU to be back. And sure. With Kenny, I've been telling people, I go, it just goes to show you if you have a work ethic that's second to none and you have passion about what you're doing, you can be successful. It's not magic out there. And I love him. I had a chance to meet him last year when they were up here when they played University of Washington. And University of Washington was, at the time, probably a top 3 team, undefeated. And I was talking with them, and they were not intimidated. I mean, they thought they were going to beat University of Washington, and they probably should have and almost did. And look, they still got a ways to go. But boy, it feels good. I just love the team. I just love the atmosphere and the type of players that they have. And again, I think the best is yet to come.
Well, Paul, it'll be like the good old days when you were here, sold out, jam-packed tomorrow, 1:30 kickoff on ESPN. And I was just telling Jax here, what an opportunity to prime time of the day, 2 prime teams to show the nation off who are wondering who this Scattaboo guys is, or who's this Levitt kid, or who's this Jordan Tyson kid, or you know what I'm saying? Who are these guys? And what a platform at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon, at least our time.
I can't wait. I mean, I was there a couple weeks ago for the UCF game, which was a salute to military weekend, and the Seahawks had a bye, so I had an opportunity, which I don't get an opportunity to get down there very often. And I was hanging out with my buddies, Stein Koss. I'm going to throw some names out here. Kurt Ahrens. They were part of the Rose Bowl win in '85. And then my other guys, Kevin Turner, who you guys know, he I think jumps on your show every Tuesday. He does the sideline reporting for ASU. Scott Kagans and Todd Hans, who was a quarterback for us. We all won the Fiesta Bowl in '82. And we do a thing. We always get together once a year and hang out. And the reason I bring that up is, man, that was a great time. You won the Fiesta Bowl in '82. You won the Rose Bowl, I think it was '85. that's what it should be for ASU. And, hopefully Desmond Howard this time knows who ASU is when he goes to pick who's going to win versus BYU and ASU. But I really do. I mean, we've always said it. It's a one place in the country that no one can figure out why they're not winning. And I think they got the right person for the job. And I think Saturday will be a lot of fun for us.
Paul Moyer joins us here from the Seattle Seahawks Radio Network, pre-halftime and post-game host. All right, Paul, let's talk about the Seahawks-Cardinals matchup. Seahawks have been on a losing streak. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games, I'm sure you're aware. Before that Niners game, what clicked in that 49ers game, and what do you think will click moving forward? Because that Geno Smith run to win the game is definitely something that Seattle fans think could flip the season.
Yeah, I think, similar to Arizona. And, again, I'm curious who's getting more love right now, the Cardinals or ASU. But I think when San Francisco and Arizona played, 6 weeks ago, whenever it was, and you guys came from behind to win at, San Francisco, there's something about that. It just breeds confidence in you. We've had a tough schedule. I mean, we've played San Francisco twice in this stretch. Played the Rams, played Buffalo, it played at Atlanta. I mean, so they're definitely well tested for competition. But I think it flipped really against the Rams 3 weeks ago. And before we had our bye week, we played well in that game. We should have won that game. There were 2 or 3 just huge plays that went against the Seahawks. We probably should have beat them by 21 points when you go and watch the film. And that was the first time where I said, okay, defensively, it's the first time all year where we played great team defense. Everybody did their job. Everybody was in the right place. Because I felt like we have the players. I think one of the big ones that's turned this team around is getting Ernest Jones in that trade. We just didn't have a true middle linebacker that had good instincts, that could also get off blocks and take on guards. And we had Tyrell Dodson and Jerome Baker that were just 2 very undersized linebackers, and they were just getting whooped. And it just didn't work. So whatever it is, it just feels like everything's in place now, and it's been 2 weeks in a row. I expect this is going to be a great game Sunday.
And Paul, it seems as though the drama surrounding DK Metcalf has settled down as well, too. He seemed a little excitable early in the year. It seems like a lot of that, as I call minutia, has settled down that locker room. Is that true, or is that from afar just look that way?
Well, I think DK is one of those guys that just it's kind of like the Legion of Boom back in the day. Everybody saw them at times where, they were very, very strong personalities, a bunch of them. And that's DK too. DK has a strong personality. At times he's going to, get upset, and he's very emotional, and the camera is often on him. In the locker room, DK, players like him, coaches like him. He's a hard worker. He wants to win. So I don't think anybody has a problem with DK. And now that with JSN really coming on as a wide receiver and getting opportunities more than just in the intermediate routes, being able to, he took on the role 2 weeks ago against the Rams when DK was out. And, he could have had 250, 60 yards if two passes got called back that were 78 yards against him, and he still had over 170 yards. I think it's just now, okay, we got a complete team here at wide receiver, running backs, all that stuff. And I think DK actually likes it. I mean, he just wants to win.
Paul Moyer, he is the pre-halftime, post-game host for Seattle Radio. Paul Moyer joining us here on the right Toyota Gus sign. So when you look at this team after 10 games, Paul, and you've been around the game many, many years, ASU, Seattle, broadcast, you've been coaching. What sustains this Seattle team after 10 games? If there's anything in particular, one thing, 2 things, maybe they haven't found it yet. What do you think it is?
Well, I think defensively we found it. We have a really deep group of defensive linemen, good players too. Jaron Reed, Byron Murphy, our first-round pick this year. Leonard Williams is playing at a Pro Bowl level. We picked up Roy Robertson Harris in a trade before the trade deadline, and just the way they've been able to rotate and keep guys fresh. You're starting to see that pay off. And then I look at defensively, guys. I don't know if we have the one guy that you would say we have to take care of him every play. But I also don't think your offensive coordinator is going, who do we attack? Because I don't think we have a weakness on defense. I don't know if we have the greatest player at his position player either. But our corners, Reek Woolen is starting to play. That's going to be a great matchup, him and Marvin Harrison Jr., if he matches up with them. Devin Witherspoon, I think, is one of the best corners. I mean, he's disruptive in the run game, pass game. And then I think a kid, just Josh Jobe, who's we picked up as well, has really solidified our secondary. So I think our defense is sustainable. It's just taken us a while to really figure out Coach McDonald's system. Offensively, still a work in progress, you guys. Our offensive line is not great. I think we've got skilled players. I do believe our quarterback's good. But we're only going to be as good as our offensive line. And so we'll see. I'm hoping it's gotten better. We've got a new center. We've got our right tackle back finally, Abraham Lucas. It looked much better last week, but we got to stack two weeks in a row against Arizona to make it legit.
Paul, I'm curious because you obviously study this matchup on both sides. For the Arizona Cardinals side of things, what's one area for the Arizona Cardinals that you think the Seattle Seahawks can take advantage of? And what's an area that you are concerned about the Seahawks when you face the Arizona Cardinals?
Well, I'm concerned about a lot of things.
Look,
Kyler Murray is become this mature quarterback now. I mean, he's become a pocket passer, and he can sit there and he gets deep in his drop, and it's usually you don't like quarterbacks getting that deep because it makes it easier for edge rushers to get around a tackle, or the tackles are in they've got to cover a lot of space. With Kyler Murray, he antagonizes you. I'm going to get deep, and if you do rush high, I'm going to step up and I'm out out of the pocket, and that's a problem. So that's one. Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr., James Conner, we got to stop the running game. They're just Trey McBride. I mean, that's a matchup nightmare for any linebacker and safety. So offensively, it's all across the board. What I didn't expect, guys, was all of a sudden this defense to turn it on. Didn't think they had that much talent, but the last 3-4 games they've been playing lights out. Big game against the Jets, obviously. You got Budda Baker. It's just a crazy stat that he has 100 tackles as a safety, and I think 74 of them or something, or solo tackle. I mean, it's just a ridiculous number. So they're a year or two ahead of I think where they thought they would be defensively, and they're playing really well. They're physical. I love your middle linebackers. I mean, the way they diagnose stuff. So I just think it's two teams that feel good about where they are right now, and obviously the skilled players on both sides of the ball are going to be the ones that make the biggest impact in this game.
Paul, enjoy that ride with the Sun Devils tomorrow, 1:30, 12:30 your time, kickoff on ESPN. Enjoy the ride with Seattle. Sounds like the ship is getting righted. And by the way, is what's the bomb that came through there, the storm bomb? What do they call that thing?
Yeah, it was the cyclone bomb. Typhoon bomb or cyclone bomb. Yeah, that was an amazing. It was only about an hour or two of wind, but it shut down. I was without power for 3 days. I don't know if they have power yet at the VMAC at the practice facility. They don't have hot water there, nothing. So they said it's brought them all together, though, which I guess you have to be because there's no power around there. But yeah, shut the city down pretty hard for a couple of days.
So what's the weather like going to be for Sunday afternoon?
Well, typical here is probably a little bit of spit of rain. Probably
break whenever.
Cold in the 40s would be my guess. Just your typical perfect weather, which probably favors Arizona a little bit, just because I think you guys have a better running game than we do. But I think I think Arizona beating the 49ers, us beating the 49ers. I think the Rams are not that good. We should have beat them. I think the future is Arizona and the Seahawks. I think they are the youngest. They've got, I think, momentum on their side. I think this is a big game for who takes control of the NFC West over the next few years.
Paul, always great to catch up with you. We will talk to you in 2 weeks as you guys head out there. So, but thanks again. Enjoy those Devils.
You got to go Devils, man. Appreciate it.
It's Paul Moyer. He is the pre-halftime and post-game host for the Seattle Seahawks. And Paul is sponsored today by All City Towing. Join the team with the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. They're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer-paid and life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit them at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move. Well, coming up next, it's Football 50. It's Week 12. Started last night with the Browns upsetting the Steelers in the snow, 24-19. It's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy right here on Fox Sports 910, live from Wright Toyota.
Craving tacos?
You're clear.
There's one spot in town that everyone can't stop talking about. The Taco Spot. With mouth-watering authentic Mexican flavors and a modern twist, it's no wonder we're the local favorite.
The Taco Spot has the best tacos I've ever had.
With 12 locations and more on the way, satisfying your cravings has never been easier. Come and experience the tacos to talk about. Enjoy handmade tortillas and fresh made-to-order meals that will leave your taste buds dancing. The Taco Spot, where every bite is a fiesta.
Hey, Arizona, it's Mike Wilbon. I've been around sports professionally and personally for a long, long time. And whether you're on a court, in the gym, or just navigating a tough day, you need to stay hydrated. That's where Cocoa 5 comes in. Cocoa 5 isn't your average sports drink, packed with the electrolytes your body craves, but without the artificial junk you don't need. Available at your favorite stores, Cocoa 5, active hydration. Stay hydrated, Arizona.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, hashtag sexy roof status. At State 48 Roofing, we are family owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We'd love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Take your armchair quarterbacking to a whole new level. Join the action at fanpick'em.com and try to win this week's pro football games. Play the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, powered by Blue Moon and Coors Light. Plus, score weekly man cards. Don't wait. Visit fanpick'em.com today. That's fanpick'em.com.
When you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck, Lerner Rowe will take you from wreck to check, from crash to cash, from accident to whatever rhymes with accident. And we'll help you with all the details in between. We'll help you get to the right doctors, even if you don't have health insurance. We'll help you get your car fixed. We'll help you get your doctor bills paid. And then we'll fight with the insurance companies to get you every dollar you deserve. Hurt in a wreck? Call Lerner and Rowe. We're with you every step of the way.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to...
No, you're good. I didn't know. I just kind of a habit at this point.
Customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual.
Gotcha.
After that, you can also save me, as I'm currently hanging from the edge of a cliff.
Will do.
To recap, number 1, customize and save.
I was talking to him actually about it off air real quick. We were talking a little more about the Sun Devils. He was saying the same stuff about how the Sun Devils used to be good and whatnot.
Company affiliates excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping.
Manuch, you got to get on Jackson's wave with the quad box. It's very underrated. I have it as well.
Black Friday starts now. Trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy.
Mics are hot.
To the end zone goes Chubb. Touchdown, Browns. Look at this crowd.
That's right. Thank you to Prime as the go-ahead touchdown by Nick Chubb in the 24-19 Cleveland Browns victory as they edge their rival, the Steelers, in that game, 24-19. The snow-filled clash. Jack, you mentioned a little bit earlier that huge catch by Jerry Jeudy, third down, get his hands up beneath that and have that team, that being Jameis Winston, drive that team down the field for the touchdown. And that being winning score, 24-19. It is Football 50. It's brought to you today by Dos Equis Game Day Show. This Saturday, check one of the newest shows on Fox Sports 910. The Dos Equis Game Day College Football Show at one of the 4 Philly sports bars in the Valley. The show airs from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it's hosted by our very own Jax, Ben Garcia, and friends. Each week, up to 20 lucky contestants will have the chance to roll the dice and win a whopping $9,100 plus. Be entered to win tickets to the first ever quarterfinal game in Glendale. Plus ASU tickets, Dos Equis swag, and Phillies gift cards. Again, this week the guys are at the Scottsdale location. Check them out again at Fox 910 Game Days, fox910gameday.com. Jax, what do you got going on there tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we're reacting to everything last weekend as well as the college football playoff rankings, and we got to talk ASU BYU. We're going to have on PHNX Sun Devils Anthony Totri at 11:15. Then we're going to Marco D'Angelo, wagertalk.com at 12:30.
And the Scottsdale location is just north of the 101 on Scottsdale Road.
See,
correct?
this is where our generations are different. You can just look it up on Apple Maps and it will pop up.
Yeah.
So all the directions and stuff like that, I'm not too familiar with.
See, I did commercial. I grew up here. As you
I know.
And I'm doing commercials. I always go north, east of, west of. Yeah, it's just north of the 101 on Scottsdale Road as you head that way. You will find Jax. And who's your fill-in tomorrow? Jonah Krell?
Jonah, yeah, he'll be
Krell?
joining in, so it'll be a good show for sure.
You kind of sort of knew this was going to happen. Daniel Jones, had his presser yesterday and said that he would do whatever it takes to be a good teammate for the New York Giants. Well, they're going to grant Daniel Jones' request as far as being released, which you talked about yesterday as well. The team announced this morning, Giants president John Mara said the sides mutually agreed that it would be best for him and for the team to move on. He also says, quote, Daniel's been a great representative of our organization, first class in every way. He also said, close quote, his handling of this situation yesterday exemplifies just that. We're all disappointed in how things have worked out. Jones would have had, now here's the key with that close quote, I'm sorry. Jones would have to go through waivers, though it's unlikely because somebody's got to pick up the rest of his 4-year, $160 million contract he signed in March of 2023. Folks, if you forgot about that, he got the extension last year for that $160 million. Now, Jones was officially benched on Monday for Tommy DeVito, who filled in as a backup last season, provided the spark for the team. Drew Lock and Tim Boyle both were moved ahead of Jones on the depth chart, which caused him to have that pressure yesterday and to kind of say, hey, look, maybe it's best I move on. Not quite the same words, but I think you could kind of tell he was remiss that he was going to be moving on.
I mean, they had him as a scout team safety this week, and I think it's one of those things.
Is that the lowest of the low?
Yeah, it's got to be the low there, Manuch. But, I mean, yeah, for Daniel Jones, it stinks. I think he wanted something different there with New York Giants, but I give the Giants a lot of kudos for just saying, you know what, we screwed up. We shouldn't have paid him that money. We need to move on from our future. And I think the whole locker room, and although Daniel Jones is the best option right now, I think long-term they know he's not the option. And they actually save some money by releasing him now. They save about $12 million of dead cap if they were to release him now versus after in March. So.
And the thing, folks, is that the guaranteed money he's going to be getting over that 4 years, he'll still get that. Just that salary combined. So he'll clear waivers, and whoever signs him will sign him for whatever the league minimum is, or they'll give him a fair market value, maybe $5, $6, $7, $8 million. But that guaranteed money is sold by the Giants.
I saw a bunch of tweets on Twitter, and I think this would be awesome for football if Jerry Jones were to sign Daniel Jones to like a 10-day or something and have him play against the Giants on Thanksgiving. That would make that Thanksgiving game a lot more interesting if Daniel Jones was on the Cowboys playing against Tommy DeVito and the Giants.
And last but not least, NFL owner Robert Kraft, again, will miss out on the Hall of Fame. ESPN reports the Patriots owner has been passed over by the Hall's contributor committee. Instead, the 2025 class will include Ralph Ray a co-founder of the NFL, owner of the Canton Bulldogs back in 1918 through 1922. So there's always next year, Mr. Kraft. I'm sure they'll have a bust of you sooner or later. We're coming up with catch up with Executive Director and CEO of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, Eric Moses, talk about Tennessee and Georgia and some of the playoff implications, plus a chance to challenge the counselor, Kevin Rowe. And we look at the top 6 games, handicap games by
30.
Fox Sports, Scott Spreitzer, and he'll join us at 2:30. So stick around. He'll have the 6 games that you'll want to turn in. One of those being Arizona State and BYU. Very curious to see which way he leans. It's all next on Roc and Manuch.
15.
On Fox Sports 910. We are out here live from Right Toyota. I'm Dan Manucci. He's Jack
10.
Rob. He's Bannon Clark. We got you all covered right here on Fox Sports 910.
Roc and Manuch with
You're clear.
B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Crest Insurance is about more than providing coverage. It's about creating your safety net. We offer access to a national network of trusted carriers. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, we're here to help with a personal touch that's close to home. We're deeply invested in our communities, supporting local charities and initiatives that uplift those in need. Crest Insurance. Coverage you can trust. Service you can count on.
Kick off football season with Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light for a season-long fantastic tailgating giveaway. Text PEAKS to 59925 every day for your chance to win the amazing grand prize. A Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, pizza oven, cornhole set, portable beer pong table, an outdoor projector, inflatable screen, cases of Cocoa 5, a cooler, and Wild Gear tumblers. No purchase necessary. Just text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Make this football season unforgettable with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search Holiday and start listening to 99.9 KEZ. Plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio. Free, never.
Well, dude, checking the phone lines.
With its new look and taste.
Yeah, your sound's good, but it's actually perfect.
And refreshing.
No problem.
When thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
So, there I was, trying to impress my wife by fixing the kitchen sink clog myself. I thought, how hard can it be? I mean, I do own a plumbing company after all, right? I've seen a few things in my time. 10 minutes later, water spraying everywhere, the kitchen looks like a disaster zone, and my wife's already got Gettle on the phone. I guess she knows when to call in the pros. She doesn't mess around when it comes to her home. Gettle technicians will handle your clogged or slow drains and get them running smoothly without the mess and without your spouse thinking you've lost it. That's worth $80 any day in my book. Wouldn't you agree? And while we're at it, make sure your home's fully ready for winter with our rejuvenation. Our 6 critical checks keep your heating system running smoothly all season long, giving you comfort and peace of mind. Visit Gettle.com. That's GOETTL. We'll unclog your drain, but it's hard to spell. Call us today.
We got Eric on hold.
Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Dukes, because there's only one Dukes. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where? Dukes! Where? Dukes! Miller and McDowell! Scottsdale!
Broadcasting from the Raffi Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
17th ranked Arizona basketball playing host to Duke tonight. Coach Tommy Lloyd on the matchup.
It's a great program. It's got an amazing legacy in college basketball, and it's an honor to have them come to Tucson to play us. I'm thankful for the opportunity.
Also tonight, GCU looks to bounce back as they entertain Norfolk State. ASU football looking to keep their Big 12 title hopes alive as they host 14th-ranked BYU tomorrow. Arizona with a road game against TCU. Great opportunity for ASU hockey this weekend at #1 Denver. The first of 2 games tonight. The pregame on Fox Sports 910 at 6:30. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Look for a sunny start to the day with sunny skies in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
we got him on hold.
High of 81 on your Friday, and then temperatures dipping down to 48 degrees in the overnight hours. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Anita Roman.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. Swapping out your tires, there's nothing like it. With eBay, you'll find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time for our weekly visit with the Executive Director and CEO of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, Eric Moses. This is our opportunity to talk high-level college football and check on the bowl selection process.
Mics are hot. Mics are hot.
Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the free iHeartRadio app.
That's right. He is Eric Moses, the Verbo Fiesta Bowl Executive Director and CEO, now on the right tour to get signed. Eric, it's Manuch alongside Jackson Rock will be joining us fairly soon here. Last week you called us from San Jose State, where you presented the Community Service Award in partnership with the NACDA. Talk to a lot of folks about that, because that San Jose State community of players, 20,000 hours of community outreach, 500 student athletes, coaches, and staff made a lasting impression on the San Jose urban community by addressing social and racial injustices. Talk about that. That is called serious commitment to your community.
Yeah, it really is. And I appreciate you mentioning that. You know, it's so easy to get caught up, especially now in the NIL era, of thinking as college athletes as all about themselves and looking to maximize the money they can make in college, and really selfish young people, what have you. And, you know, schools like San Jose State and all the others who entered into this Community Service Award competition are proving that that's wrong. You know, that these kids from 17 to, you know, early 20s are juggling studies, practices, playing games, and still finding time to give back to their communities in meaningful and impactful ways. And we should applaud them, because those are the kinds of citizens we want these universities and institutions to be developing.
Well, I got to tell you what, wherever you go, you seem to be a little bit of a good luck charm, because San Jose State jumped out to that 14-0 lead over Boise State, 13th ranked Boise State, until all of a sudden this Boise State team came back and won 42 to 21. But talk about the game itself, and then watching Boise State in person, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was tough going there in that first half. I thought, you know, maybe we were smelling an upset that was going on, but Boise is really methodical about what they do. And look, they're going to give Ashton Genty the ball 75 times if they have to, but he's going to eat. And when he eats, you know, he ends up scoring a bunch and racking up a bunch of yards, and that's what we saw. And I think what happened was they ended up wearing down the San Jose State team, which is a good team. Coach Ken is a great coach. I know him from my time in D.C. when he was at the Naval Academy. He's leading those young men in the right way, and they're already bowl eligible. But Boise State looks like they're continuing their march to the CFP.
Hey, before I forget, I want to give well wishes for Teachers Draft Day. That was Tuesday, where 500 teachers had their $2,500 classroom wishes granted. Total of $1.25 million going to classrooms all across Arizona. Now, look, my sister's a teacher for many years. My other sister, she's a retired teacher for many years. I love this when you find out how much money is coming out of their pocket to get their classrooms ready, and to have $2,500 go to 500 teachers. This is just awesome, Eric.
Yeah, it really fills all of our hearts with a lot of joy, man. This year we were able to hit 84 different cities and towns across Arizona, impacting almost 240,000 students and almost 400 schools and about 108 school districts and 79 charter schools. And so this impact is far-ranging. It's all across the state. We know that our teachers need more and more support. They are helping quite literally to raise the next generation and to inform them. And this hopefully lessens their burden a little bit, so that they can provide the kind of classroom experiences to those young people that they want to. So it's such a great thing. And to be able to call and surprise a teacher and let them know that they won $2,500, man, nothing will make your day more than making a phone call like that.
Eric Moses, Fiesta Bowl CEO, joins us here on the Right to It, a guest line. And Eric, I remember a couple weeks or months ago when I was on the show, we talked about how the Fiesta Bowl was going to have the Big 12 champion come this year. Well, right now, according to the last rankings, Boise State's that fourth highest ranked conference champion. I don't know if you can kind of explain the situation going on with Boise State potentially being that fourth team. Would they make the Fiesta Bowl if it were today, if they were the fourth highest, or how do you kind of see, I guess, the Big 12 and that fifth group of five conference champion all playing itself out?
Yeah, it's a great question. And remember the way that the field 12 will be seeded in top five ranked conference champion games. So Big 10, SEC, and Big 12, and then the group of five, meaning Mountain West, Conference USA, Sun Belt, on. Those five go in first. And then the other seven are at-large teams. So what you're alluding to is that Boise State is higher ranked now than BYU, who currently leads the Big 12. And so Boise State could end up being the fourth conference champion that receives the first round bye instead of the Big 12 champion if they're ranked higher in the final top 25 rankings that the CFP puts out. And so we think if you got to make certain assumptions about who those other three conference champs are, right? But if today the Big 10 champ was Oregon, the SEC champ was Texas, and the ACC champ was Miami, based on relationships between our other New Year's Six bowls and those conferences, the Mountain West champ in Boise State would likely, I think, end up Verbo Fiesta Bowl because of proximity and because of the relationship that we've had with the Mountain West Conference going back many, many years. So there's a Boise might be considered by some as a fly in the ointment here. So we have to see how things play out.
And to your point right there, Eric, the four highest ranked conference champions, you got Oregon, and the Big 10 SEC got Texas, got Miami, and then Mount West, the group of five, as Jack's alluded to. And then there's BYU and ASU tomorrow with a couple games. You got Colorado, you got KU, could be a spoiler in a lot of these things. Talk a little bit about some of those key games that will be going on tomorrow or the next two weekends.
You would know better than I, but can you recall recently a bigger game in the Valley than this BYU ASU game?
I would say the Notre Dame game in 2014, ASU Notre Dame, and prior to that, with all the buzz, was pretty much the 1996 game when I think Nebraska was ranked number 1 and ASU was number 9 ranked or something like that.
Man, I'm so damn happy for Kenny and Graham and those guys over at ASU for the way this team is playing this year and the attention that they're getting. I think the eyes of the college football kind of universe will be on Tempe this weekend to see what happens in that game because it's got huge implications for who might play for a Big 12 championship. We've been thinking BYU would do it. Could it be an ASU Colorado, Big 12 championship? So very excited about that. We will be out there. Our team will be out there promoting the fact that maybe the winner of that game ends up playing in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. So we'll be out there informing people about the Fiesta Bowl and being part of that experience.
Eric, I got to tell you, I just got here. Hello, how are you? I just flew in. I was literally at the ASU Legends Luncheon, and we had great representation with the Yellow Jackets there. So they were representing proud out there at the big luncheon at Tempe today. So that was really cool.
I love that. Hey, Manuch, do you guys dock Rock for coming on late? Is that how that works?
No, he's not working it.
Eric,
he's not
going up to work late.
You know my business model. Come on. Come on.
No. Rock is out working it. We appreciate him out there working it for the team. It's a team gig. So
I got stuck sitting with Graham and all the big wigs, in the front row. So, I just I had to represent Roc and Manuch.
He's rubbing shoulders with all the big boys, if you will.
They're all asking about where's
Manuch. That's his way.
Yes. But
I love it.
Good stuff. Good to see everybody wearing the yellow jacket and representing. So,
all right, let's talk about the All-State Championships going on. We got to talk a little high school here, Eric. I'm going to be doing the former 5A champion last year, Higley, taking on the Open champ last year, that being Liberty. They'll have that game tonight at 7 o'clock at Liberty High School. still a lot of high school football to be played, Eric, and you guys will still, I'm sure, be out there. And I guess what you're saying is that you're inviting a lot of these teams or a lot of the different teams to the Verbo Fiesta Bowl parade presented by Lerner and Rowe.
Yeah, we want all of the state champions after the season is over. They have an open invitation to march in our Verbo Fiesta Bowl parade. And, we think, again, kind of going back to Friday Night Showdown, Fiesta Bowl Flag Football Showdown, our preseason teams, and our recently announced strategic partnership with the AIA, this is all about providing more and more opportunity for development for these kids, for attention for them and what they're doing on the fields and off the field. And marching in the parade will get them a lot of attention and their schools a lot of attention, and we think attention that they deserve. So very excited about it. Very excited that we're going to be the presenting sponsor of the flag football, the girls flag football championships this year, and looking forward to being out there and helping to continue the remarkable trajectory that girls flag football is on in our state and all around the country.
And last but not least, we already talked about ASU number 21 hosting BYU at 14. Number 16, Colorado at KU. I think, do I smell upset as far as that's concerned? And then last but not least, number 19, Army taking on number 6, Notre Dame. Could it be at Yankee Stadium that the Army takes care of the Notre Dame team of the past?
Well, here's what I think about those three games. If you see what Tulane did to Navy, who was previously undefeated, and they blanked them, I think something like 48-0.
Right.
Notre Dame needs to make certain that this isn't their second Northern Illinois game, especially at a neutral site place in New York, which is same state where Army is. Army could give them problems because they're going to run the ball, they're going to ground it and pound it, and so Notre Dame, if they're going into the CFP and looking to host the first round game, they need to impose their will on Army. I'd say on the KU Colorado game, I'm a little bit biased here, but Colorado playing for a Big 12 championship, I think is good for college football. I think it's good for all of us, and I think if they ended up somehow in the CFP, that story alone would bring even more attention to our expanded playoff. And so Kansas has been looking good, but Colorado has been playing really well in all three phases. And then, hey, like I said, Kenny and those guys and the Sun Devils got a chance to really assert themselves and prove that they are a team of destiny, certainly this year and this season. And I'm excited about what Camp Scatterboo may do and what's going to happen there at Sun Devil Stadium.
Another big weekend of football. Eric, thank you as always, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
That's Eric Moses joining us from the Verbo Fiesta Bowl and Rape Bowl as it's getting hot. It's getting real hot when it comes to the bowl season, so we're getting ready. He's brought to you today by our Twin Peaks Fantastic Tailgating Sweepstakes, brought to you by Blue Moon and Coors Light. All you got to do is text PEAKS to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925 to win that big grand prize we've been talking about all football season. No purchase necessary. Again, that's PEAKS to 59925. Coming up, it's our Lerner and Rowe Pick'em contest. We need one contestant to challenge the counselor, Kevin Rowe, for a big Kevin Rowe or Lerner and Rowe gift bag, a big swag bag. We'll take the fifth caller at 602-260-9191, 260-9191 for your chance to play against Kevin Rowe. And then we'll get Scott Spreitzer on the show and handicap all these college games. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Wright Toyota on Fox Sports 910.
Christmas music is now on our sister station, 99.9 KEZ. Christmas music playing throughout the holidays on 99.9 KEZ. Set a button. Sponsored by JW Marriott Desert Ridge Resort and Spa.
Looking for the ultimate hangout? Welcome to the Trophy Bar in downtown Ocotillo, where epic sports, stunning cars, and ice-cold drinks meet fabulous food and specialty cocktails. It's the spot for everyone. Guys love our 34K TVs, 16-foot video wall, and killer happy hour specials, while the ladies indulge in high-end decor and amazing cuisine. Join us for our thrilling nights. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Mondays, Coach Dillingham on Wednesdays, and Cards on Thursdays. Visit us at Price and Queen Creek Road in Chandler. The Trophy Bar, where the spoils go to the victors.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at g2gbar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
Crest Insurance is about more than providing coverage. It's about creating your safety net. We offer access to a national network of trusted carriers. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, we're here to help with a personal touch that's close to home. With Crest, you're not only protecting what matters most, but also helping to build stronger, more resilient communities. Crest Insurance. Coverage you can trust. Service you can count on.
Kick off the football season with Twin Peaks, Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and Fox Sports 910 for our fantastic
Hey, can you guys hear me?
sweepstakes. Text Peaks to 59925 for your chance to win a Traeger grill.
We got Kevin on hold, and I have not received a call, so we will stage this one.
Head coach Bobby Hurley and
ahead to Miller, and Miller reverses it up and in, and he's fouled! Holy moly!
join the action and get your Sun Devil men's basketball tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day hangout? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint, Chandler's go-to sports bar. With over 30 big screens, you won't miss a single play of any game. Plus, we've just
you're sounding fine on my end.
Fall menu packed with mouth-watering bites and exciting drink specials. We've got everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Bring your crew to BKD's Backyard Joint, located at 9.
And you guys are going to cue me in for this one, correct?
That's BKD's Backyard.
Will do. I'll be prepared.
Your team, your bar. BKD'sBackyard.com.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I
Saying 9:30?
Sure.
say Capital One? What's it?
Got it. Okay.
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/.
I was going to say, if I got to camp outside the stadium, then I guess I have to.
Want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Time to challenge the defender. Attorney Kevin Rowe from Arizona's top full-service law firm, Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check?
Mics are hot. Mics are hot.
That's all. 602-977-1900. At Lerner and Rowe, no fees unless you win. Now, Counselor Kevin Rowe with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
All right, we're taking Kevin away from a Zoom, so we're gonna make this quick, right? He's always on a Zoom. It's Kevin Zoom Rowe.
So we're
Zoom Rowe.
we're zooming him in for
We're zooming him in for this real
over
quick,
under.
As he's 5-4-3, 5-4-3. He has won. He had won 4 straight, so he's been on fire. Jimmy Gilbert has given his picks for the 4 that we're going to do. So let's see what the counselor's going to go with. And we'll start with the first one. Combined score of Indiana, Ohio State will be over under 52 points. The big game, one of the big games tomorrow. Hoosiers, Buckeyes in Columbus, over under 52 points. Weather could be an issue.
First, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello, Counselor Newman.
Yes, it's so wonderful always being on with you on Fridays, and it's nice to see that I'm making a comeback. So, Indiana, Ohio State at home. I like Indiana because they beat my dogs. So I would really like them to see them continue on in their perfection of 11-0. But I think it's going to be tough this weekend. Ohio State at home is a tough team. And so you said weather is probably going to be a factor as well. So you got to kind of stick with the home team. So I think it's going to be under 52.
Okay. Under. All right. Bannon, who's Jim going with?
Jim is actually agreeing with Kevin on this one. He's going the under as well.
Go with the under.
All right.
See?
All right. Remember now,
Jim.
Kevin, this next question. This is in 1973 when Danny White and Gary Scheide were facing each other, ASU and BYU. So the combined total offense of the BYU ASU game will be over under 600 yards. Over under 600 yards. ASU, BYU, mañana. 1:30 kickoff. Sun Devil Stadium, Frank Hood Field.
Yeah, it's good. This is the game, right? This is the game everybody's been waiting for. It's being hyped up all over the place. Coaches even saying, do not sell your tickets if you can't make it. Make sure you're selling them to a Sun Devil fan. So this is the game. Big game implications for both teams. It's tough when you talk about 600 yards. That's a lot of yardage. You have a BYU defense. It's tough. It's created 22 turnovers this year, but then you have an offense at ASU with, obviously freshman Levitt and Scadaboo. They're going to put up yardage. So 600 though. I'm fighting this because I'd love to see just ASU come out and hammer them. But I'm going to go with the under, 600 under.
All right. What is Jim going with there, Bannon?
Jim is going with the over.
Woo. All right.
Okay.
There it is.
All right. Interesting. All right, let's move our attention to the NFL. The Cardinals and the Seahawks combined rushing yards in the rain in Seattle will be over under 225 yards. Over under 225 yards.
Yeah, again, this is one. First of all, Seattle's not a big rushing team. I think they average less than 100 yards a game. But Cardinals have been playing great. It's, it is what it is. 225. Cardinals, I think, are 100 plus a game.
Yes.
Average rushing yards. So I'm going to go with. I'm just going to stick it with the under. I'll go under 225.
Bannon?
Jim is going with the over.
Oh, okay.
The over.
A lot of rain. Could be a little misty, a little rainy there in Seattle. All right. The winner and score of the ASU BYU game since Washington has a bye this week. Winner and score of the ASU BYU.
Well, my second favorite team's got to be the home team, ASU, since Washington's on the bye. So I'm going with ASU winning this game in front of a packed house. I'm going 27-21 ASU.
There you go. There you go.
What's Jim got, Bannon?
Bannon, yeah, what's Jim going with?
Well, Jim is going with the Arizona State Sun Devils by a score of 28-17.
Ooh, I would love that.
I would love to see that.
Oh, I would love that. So, Kevin, you guys just finished up. Learner Row Gives Back just finished up the turkey drive. Tell us a little about how that all went. And I know you were all over a bunch of different states and counties and all over the place.
Yeah, thanks, Rock. It was fantastic. Every year, it just seems it gets better, better, and better. And the interaction with the people is always my favorite part. We ended up in Tucson on Sunday, gave 1,000 meals away. We did a little bit different in a couple different locations this year and made it a bit more of a festive environment. So Sunday, we were at the Tucson Convention Center, and we had bouncy houses. We had face painting for kids. We had balloon animals making different caricatures, I should say, with balloons. And then we were giving away swag as well as meals. And we also had local stations, iHeart stations, actually, that were out there. So trying to make it a little bit more fun an occasion instead of just so transactional. It gives you a chance to chat with people more and learn about who in the community that you're helping. So it's great. It was a great cause. It's been a great, long, but great 2 weeks. We gave just under, I think it was under 8,000 meals away. So
wow.
Pretty great. We're pretty excited about that. And we're doing a small event, small downtown Phoenix, this weekend, Saturday. It's on our Instagram if you want to check that out, but it's small. We're only doing, a couple hundred meals, just kind of giving away for people in a certain community that we're going to help out. But yeah, that's been great. And it's been a long November, and this is that time of year going into and basically till summertime next year that there's a lot of activity in different charitable organizations. So it's been busy. We had the USA Pickleball last weekend, which is super.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
time.
I saw it on Instagram. It looked like you had a lot of fun, and you won. You guys won, didn't you?
My team won. My team of Frankie Muniz. Frankie was great. We had Shane Doan. We had Jake the Snake, who's always fantastic. And then we had a professional Ryler he played on our team and his wife played on the other team. Man, those two, insane, fantastic pickleball players, great human beings. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah, my team beat Glenn, so that makes it just a wonderful evening.
Did you guys get to actually play against Glenn at all, or you were just a coach?
No, we were just the coaches. They wouldn't want to see either one of us out. And of course, Glenn would say, I tore my Achilles years ago. I can't run around like that anymore. With the Achilles has an R in it, so it's Achilles. I heard years ago.
I love that.
So
it's funny, Kevin, as Manuch and I, we're 20 years, and it's fun busting each other's. You know what? I mean, how long you and Glenn been doing this?
26 years as partners since this last August. 26 years.
That's
26
incredible.
Years. So,
just a couple of kids.
We kind of joke about it. I've been longer with him than he's been with his wife. So
well, yeah, I
we talked about
that.
how. Yeah, we talked about that. We went to his, we talked about that. I went to his wedding at the Excalibur Hotel back in 1998.
Excalibur. Is that even still open?
Yes, it is.
One.
It's still going strong.
Yeah.
Excalibur. Uh-huh.
I remember. Real quick other thing to mention, Rock, because you're part of this, is we just yesterday, the day before, just had our wishes for teachers with the Fiesta Bowl. And we donated $25,000, gave out 10 $2,500 grants to different, I shouldn't say grants, gifts to 10 different teachers to help them with their schools. So that's always
awesome.
a great cause for us. We love it. And then we got the Heart Ball this weekend, along with Children's Museum gala this weekend. So it's crazy. A lot of stuff continue going, and then we run right into next year.
Yeah, and then we'll in a couple weeks we'll talk about the parade. So you guys are big partners in the parade. That's a Lerner Row Fiesta Bowl parade. So that's going to be cool to get into. So we'll talk about that next time. But have yourself a good weekend, buddy, and thanks for giving back to the community, man. It's amazing. 8,000 people you provided meals to. That's pretty awesome.
We appreciate that, Counselor.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend. If I don't talk to you, have a wonderful Thanksgiving to you and all your listeners.
You got it. That's Kevin Rowe joining us, Lerner Rowe, and Lerner Rowe Gives Back. Coming up, our sports handicapper, Scott Spreitzer of DocSports.com. We'll break down Indiana, Ohio State, Colorado KU, Army at Notre Dame. Manuch didn't even put it on the lineup until I caught it. BYU ASU. He didn't even put that on there, which I have no idea. He had a Jimmy B moment. And then we'll do Cards Seahawks and Ravens Chargers. That's next on Fox Sports 910.
You're clear.
Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Cardinals back from their bye Sunday when they call on the Seahawks. Kyler Murray enters this Week 12 game with 17 straight completions. That's a franchise record. The NFL record, shared by 4 QBs, is 25. Jonathan Gannon not revealing any updates this morning on the game status of Darius Robinson, Jonah Williams, and Jalen Thompson. He says we'll all find out when the injury update is released today. ASU hockey tonight on Fox Sports 910 as they visit number 1 Denver. Pregame at 6:30. College hoops number 17 Arizona entertains 10th-ranked Duke. GCU is home for Norfolk State. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Kick off the football season with Twin Peaks, Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and Fox Sports 910 for our fantastic tailgating sweepstakes. Text PEAKS to 59925 for your chance to win a Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, and more. No purchase necessary. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k, employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
In a recent survey, when people were asked who they thought the best personal injury attorney in Arizona was, more than 9 out of 10 people chose Lerner & Rowe. In fact, Lerner & Rowe has been voted best personal injury attorney in Arizona for the past 9 years. Our experience, reputation, and proven results have made it possible for us to recover billions of dollars for over 150,000 injured people. At Lerner & Rowe, getting you the best result is what we do best. Hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck?
We got Scott on hold.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Attention, Nebraska and Arizona fans. Catch every thrilling game at Arena Sports Grill, your official watch party destination. Enjoy great food, drinks, and the ultimate game day atmosphere with fellow fans. Don't miss a single play. Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale.
Tease the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the TaylorMade QI10 driver with 10K inertia. TaylorMade's most forgiving driver ever, now $100 off. And from Bushnell, save on the Tour V6 and Tour V6 Shift Series laser rangefinders. There's always gift cards in any amount for those special golfers on your list. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, proudly serving golfers since 1963 and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
And Doug. Customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. After that, you can also save me, as I'm currently hanging from the edge of a cliff. To recap, number 1, customize and save. Number 2, time allowing, save me.
Shoulders separating.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Macy's Backstage has amazing deals on everything you need to celebrate the holidays, all for $15 and under. Get low prices every day on unique finds before they're gone. In-store only at Macy's Backstage today. Find a location near you at Macy'sBackstage.com.
Time to break down this weekend's biggest games with one of the nation's premier handicappers. From DocSports.com and seen every
mics are hot
ESPN Sunday Countdown, he's Scott Spreitzer. And he's here to help make sure your picks pay out with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
How we doing, Scott? What's going on? Hey, you having a good Friday?
So far. We had a game that started at 9:30 a.m. your time. That's
Ohio in Portland?
Books.
Ohio, you?
No, it was actually Drake. Actually Drake.
Oh, maybe you're going to the Bobcats.
My Drake Bulldogs from the Mo Valley, man.
All right, we were going to try to squeeze in 6 games here. We got 4 college and 2 pro. Let's start with Indiana. One of the bigger surprises, of course, this year. They're a perfect 10-0 straight up and 8-2 against the spread. First-time underdog this season, a big underdog that is, as they travel to Columbus. How you handicapping this one?
Yeah, this was interesting because it was 13.5, this number, just about 24 hours, 36 hours ago. It's all the way down to as low as 10.5. One of the reasons for this, and the reason I jumped off Ohio State, is the cluster injuries up front on the offensive line. They had already missed Josh Simmons, the great left tackle. They lost him before the Nebraska game. We saw how much it meant to their ground game against Nebraska. They were shuffling guys all over the place. They finally found the right combo. And then this week in practice, their all-star center, Remington Award candidate Seth McLaughlin, goes down to injury in practice out for the rest of the year with the Achilles tear. So this guy played in over 560 snaps this season. He was the anchor to this offensive line. And all of a sudden, midweek, you're putting in a new offensive line and trying to figure out who's going to play where. So that's part of the reason this number dropped. The thing about Indiana, they're 10-0, but they have only one win against a bowl-eligible team. That team was Washington. That was a 3-point game late third quarter in Bloomington, you'll recall, and Washington actually outgained Indiana by a few yards. But again, against Michigan, they go 14 first downs, 40 yards, 28 carries. So, guys, I was about to lay it with Ohio State, then the injury happened. I believe it was Tuesday, and that took me off the game. I'm going to go ever so slight lean here on Indiana because I think their offense somewhat resembles what Oregon wants to do with lesser athletes, but I like the receivers. I'll say Indiana plus the 10.5.
All right. Scott, Colorado -3 last time I looked at KU. KU playing really good football. Could another upset be brewing here as Colorado goes into Lawrence, Kansas?
Yeah, I think so. They're actually going to play at Arrowhead, as you know, but I was going to say this is a situation where I think Kansas has finally come around. Lance Leipold's a great coach, and the fact that this team kept shooting themselves in the foot over and over early in the season, they could have folded tent when they were 2-5. But Leipold's such a good coach. His assistants, he kept the team together. And now, other than Colorado, Kansas is the hottest team in the Big 12. So I look at this team and I think, they're this close from a 9-1 record, Kansas right now. They were better than UNLV. They shot themselves in the foot. They were better than Illinois. Again, the dumb mistakes that they made. So now they're playing solid football. And guys, a lot of bettors in their power ratings, including myself, have Kansas in their top 25 in power ratings at 4 and 6. I've got them 24th. They've got two really good corners, Bryant and Dotson, and I think they'll slow down Colorado enough. Plus, I'm not a big fan of this Colorado offensive line. I give Dion a ton of credit, Shadur a ton of credit, but that O-line scares me. So I like Kansas here to pull the upset.
Nice. All right, Army meets Notre Dame, Yankee Stadium. It's a 5 o'clock kickoff here in Phoenix. Fighting Irish, they open up 17-point favorites. It bottomed out to about 14 on Monday. It rebounded at 15. Where is it today?
I jumped in at 14. That's where it is today, 14. There's one or two books out of about 20 on my screen that have it at 14.5, but the majority still have it at 14. And that's where I jumped in. I don't think this line should have come down as much as it has. I mean, I know Navy's not quite Army, but, the Irish did see this kind of offense, and they whipped Navy 51-14. Army's undersized, as they always are, the academies. And I think Notre Dame, because of their own great ground game, they're 11th in the country running the football. They'll be able to wear down Army in the second half of this game. And if you look at their schedules, the strength of schedule, the highest rated team that Army has faced this season ranks 93rd in my power ratings. That was 2 weeks ago against North Texas. They only won 14-3. They averaged 4.5 yards per play. North Texas averaged over 5 yards per play. And Army had just 2 touchdown drives. One of those started on the North Texas side of the 50. So, listen, I think it's a situation where Notre Dame wears this team down and wins by 3 touchdowns.
He's Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. You can also tweet him at Scott Wins. All right, the big one here, Sun Devil Stadium, Frank Cushfield, BYU at ASU, -3 as of now. You think that goes down at all in the next 24 hours?
I don't think it will, only because there's a couple of 3.5s out there still. So I think it's going to stay 3. BYU, they've got 4 wins by 13 points, kind of caught up to them last week. And has any team flown under the – I was doing a show Wednesday night in the Midwest, and I was telling folks about Arizona State. I'm like, has any team flown under the radar more than Arizona State this season, basically east of the Arizona State line? I mean, the team's 8-2. They've won and covered 3 in a row. They got that surprising win to me in Manhattan last week. The game they led 24-6 at one point. Sam Levitt's playing well, 17-4 TD to INT ratio, 9 touchdowns, no picks his last 3 games. And then, of course, there's the man behind the quarterback, Scadaboo. And I was telling people the other night, man, just watch this kid, 5'10" wrecking ball, and he can run. So anyway, I think BYU, they're not bad against the run, but they're nothing special either. And BYU's 7th in the Big 12, believe it or not, in most power ratings. Now, they're all grouped together pretty close, but still, things caught up to BYU finally. I think it's a play on ASU or you pass the game. I really do think that way. I think the Sun Devils will pull the upset.
All right, let's turn our attention to NFL football. I mean, this NFC West, it seems like everybody's within 1 game of each other. It's anyone's race. For Seattle, a loss will kind of put them out, and it'll be tough to come back. But for Arizona, they got a little bit more leeway if they win or lose coming off a bye week. Cards favored by 1. Is that still the case?
Pick them in most spots now.
Okay.
It's been kind of going between like 1, it's been Arizona -1, pick, Seattle -1. It's been going back and forth between these two teams, and I get it. The Sharps are on both sides in this one, split almost down the middle. Seattle, they've got
3
on their side, and that they're healthier now. They played better against the run the last 2 weeks. They weren't playing well before that, but they were banged up. The O-line is healthy. we saw Geno have time to throw. He got sacked a few times, but the constant pressure wasn't there, and he went 25 of 32. Arizona, these metrics are solid. They're legit. You know, they produced this metric that they've got against what most people have slated in my business as the toughest schedule in the NFL. They're in the black as far as positive yardage and yards per play margin. This has been right around pick all week long. I think it's a tough handicap, but I lean Arizona. Even though they're off the big win streak. What happens to me in a lot of those games in the NFL is once you get to that length of a winning streak, all of a sudden you lose your value at the sports book. So they've lost some value. I still lean their way in this one slightly.
All right, Scott, last one. The Ravens -3 at the Chargers. So can the Ravens bounce back after that slobber knocker against the Steelers? Saw Cleveland upset the Steelers, so they might have had a little bit of a hangover from that game. How do you see this one hanging out?
Yeah, that was a boring game until the snow came, and then all of a sudden it got exciting last night. But listen, you know, Jim Harbaugh needs a win against John Harbaugh. He's 0-2 against him, and he might be back at the children's table at Thanksgiving dinner if he doesn't win this, you know. So, but I'm looking at this game, and I'm thinking, you know, you mentioned Baltimore off the loss to Pittsburgh, and for whatever reason, John Harbaugh and Lamar cannot figure out Tomlin and the Steelers. They always lose to Pittsburgh. Lamar had another bad game against them, but the Chargers off the big win over Cincy. We saw that get crazy at the end. They could have beaten Baltimore last week, but Justin Tucker, you can't rely on this guy anymore. He might have been one of the greatest kickers we've ever seen in our lifetime, but not this year. The best yards per play margin in the NFL, believe it or not, still belongs to the Ravens. The Chargers, so in the same metric. I think John beats Jim once again, guys. So I kind of like Baltimore on Monday night.
Scott, good stuff as always, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend.
Take care, guys. Good luck.
That's Scott Spreitzer. You can follow him on his Twitter page at Scott Wins, or you can check him out at DocSports.com. But coming up, we will dive into our weekly locks of the week. Will anyone of us take ASU or Indiana? How about Army? We'll find out next. This is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 live from Wright Toyota.
There are many signs
you're clear.
You may be in financial trouble. Late mortgage payments, paying bills from your retirement account, or paying one credit card with another. If you're experiencing financial hardship, bankruptcy may be right for you. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. At Lerner & Rowe Law Group, we'll take the time to carefully examine your situation and develop a plan that is right for you. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group today for a free consultation.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Sean Forster, Managing Attorney.
Looking for the ultimate spot to watch football with fellow Ohioans in Phoenix? It's Upper Crust Pizza and Wine Bar. Enjoy great pizza, cold drinks, and cheer them on all season long at Upper Crust. Located at the 101 and Cave Creek Road.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Tease the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Ping G430 woods with carbon wrap technology, delivering explosive ball speeds and higher, longer distance, now $150 off. And from Bushnell, save on the Tour V6 and Tour V6 Shift Series laser rangefinders. There's always gift cards in any amount for those special golfers on your list. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, proudly serving golfers since 1963 and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, #SexyRoofStatus. All of our work using state-of-the-art materials and 5-star workmanship. Our inspections are free. You heard me, free. Go to state48roofing.com to schedule your free appointment today.
Looking for the ultimate spot to catch all the college football action and your chance to win $9,100 every Saturday? Join us at Philly Sports Grill for the Dos Equis Game Day Show, live every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at any of our 4 Valley locations. Each week, up to 20 contestants will have the chance to roll the dice and win $9,100. Plus, be entered to win tickets to the first ever quarterfinal game in Glendale. Plus, enjoy Dos Equis featured each week. Visit Fox910GameDay.com for details. Philly Sports Grill, the #1 sports bar where the game is always on and the excitement never ends.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's winds blowing across a fruited plain, and also your new fire pit, which subsequently sets your gazebo ablaze. It's hard-hitting football, and an even harder-hitting price estimate from your general contractor. That's a star-spangled bummer. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. And online at WrightToyota.com.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and
Mics are hot. Mics are hot.
On Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
Hey, man, we're at Q. Can you take us out? Whatever you did.
You guys are off cue.
Whatever you did.
I didn't do anything.
All right, let's turn you off.
You guys are
Turn
live.
off. I know we're live. Just turn him off. There you go. Turn him off. Okay. All right, let's get to our locks, which are brought to you by Upper Crust Wine Bar in Phoenix. Your Ohio State Alumni Club of Phoenix. We're out here, Right Toyota, by the way. Pizza parlor for families and kids. Their bar and patios for ages 21 or older. They do breakfasts early for the games. And tomorrow it's Indiana at Ohio State at 1 o'clock. And it's been a Cinderella season so far for the Hoosiers. And Ohio State will be looking to ensure the glass slipper doesn't fit.
Oh, I like that, Rock. Very good.
So
Creative.
Indiana currently has one. We're going to do our locks, and mine obviously is going to be Indiana and Ohio State. Indiana currently has one win over a winning team this year, and that is Washington 6-5. They do have wins over Nebraska, Michigan, UCLA, Michigan State, and some others. They're not beating up on MAC schools. I know, I give them that, but I think that changes this week. I think the Buckeyes have more talent than any team nationally. I think they're playing in Columbus. I think that's going to help. That's going to be tough for Indiana. I think they're going to make a statement. They need to basically show the world that they are the legitimate team. They tend to show up a little bit more when it's a big game where they have to win. I know, okay, they lost against Oregon in Eugene, but if they don't win, okay, hey, it's a great win. It's a great story for Indiana. It's still going to be a good story for Indiana no matter what, because a victory would prove to everyone that they're worthy to be a national championship contender. I just think the consequences of a loss, depending on the nature of that loss, if it's a 15-point or 20-point, that's where I think people are going to kind of look down and see, all right, whatever. This is just, it was a fun story. But whatever happens, win or lose, Indiana's season has been remarkable. However, I am going to take and the reason why I'm going to take Ohio State to win this game, and and the lock in we got to take the spread, and now the spread is down to 11.5.
Yep.
I know I have a side bet with Jack's at 13, right? 13, I think, and we'll maybe have to adjust that. No, I'll keep it there. I think it's going to come down to the red zone because you look at Indiana; they rank 87th in red zone defense. Ohio State ranks up top when it comes to red zone defense. I think what's going to happen is Indiana's going to move the ball, but I think Ohio State and the Buckeyes on defense are going to be able to kind of slow them down. So let's see what happens. The running game for Indiana has it's not quite the way it was. Last three games, they have struggled on the running game. They were averaging, I don't know, somewhere around almost 5 yards a carry. Now they're down to more or less less than 4. So we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a good one. So I'm going to Ohio State. Take the points, lock it a week, and then everybody can kind of move on with the Indiana story.
It'll be the second-ranked team that Indiana's played for, as far as that's concerned. I'm going to go SMU.
Be the first-ranked.
Well,
they haven't played any yet.
Well, they played.
No, they haven't played any.
I'm sorry. Bowl eligible was the only other one.
Bowl eligible 6 wins. Come on, it's 500 team.
Okay, but I'm just saying that just kind of shows you where Indiana's been. I'm going to go SMU -10 at Virginia. Virginia at 5-5. SMU looking to continue to try to climb the polls, if you will. I kept you alluded to a little bit to the style points, Rock, that if you're going to lay the wood on somebody late in the season, you beat them by 20, 25 or whatever. I think those are some things you got to take a good hard look at. So I like SMU. They're playing outstanding football. They understand what they have to do and how many points they have to score. And I think that's going to be the key for this game.
All right, for Jax.
All right, I'm going to go Notre Dame minus 14.5 against Army. I get Army's a great story all season, but they haven't faced anyone like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They faced Navy earlier this season. They shut down the quarterback position. I think they're going to do the same thing for Army. I think they win by 20, 25, 30. Notre Dame big time against Army.
All right, so there you have it. Jack's got his picks there. Real quick, just we didn't get a chance to kind of do last week's picks. I fell to 7-5. I lost to Texas Arkansas game. Manuch won Boise State over San Jose. Jax won Washington and UCLA. So let's get to our random fact of the day. Thanksgiving will cost blank per person this year. What do you guys want to go with?
Per person? I'm going to say $22.50. $22.50.
I'm going to go $24.
Sadly, you guys are way off.
Really?
According to the American Family Bureau, a basic Thanksgiving dinner for 10 people will cost an average of $58.08. That's $5.81 per person. Down 5%. I just applaud everybody that voted the right way. I mean, it's already starting. It's already starting. How about that, Manuch? Because it'd be the other way around.
Well, I mean, maybe the prices just happen.
Hey, Rock, can you turn your mic down a little bit?
Come down a little bit from that standpoint. I will say this: we do the Miracle Mile turkey dinner. Saves us from cooking. We'll get Miracle Mile. Give us 3 dinners. They'll do it all for us. We'll do the turkey dinners, complete 3 of them. Get a pumpkin pie. Get the fixins. We don't get the cornbread. Lori makes her world famous cornbread. She's got to do that, and her stuffing.
What makes it world famous? I've never had it.
Well, it's soon to come on the market. Between pickles, her stuffing.
Pickles.
Oh yeah, she makes homemade pickles too. Well, it's her mom's recipe, and she will continue
Fair.
on. So the pickles, her salsa, and we got to get the stuffing out there. No cornbread. Soon to be.
Last random fact of the day: there are 293 ways to make change for a dollar bill.
Really?
293.
Pennies, nickels, dimes, and then all the combinations all above. That's incredible. That's a hell of a fact. That would be a good one at the sports bar.
Hey, our football at 50 continues. The NFL has decided to move the Week 16 matchup between the Broncos and the Chargers from the weekend to Thursday night. They have never done that before. The NFL can't force teams to play 2 Thursday night road games, meaning the Broncos, they had to sign off on this deal. So the Bengals and Browns were originally scheduled to play on that Thursday. They get moved to the Sunday
Hallelujah.
afternoon.
Thank you.
It's the first time in NFL history that they have flexed a Thursday night game. So Broncos, Chargers currently in 6th and 7th in the AFC wildcard race. The Bengals are 4-7, and the Browns are 3-8. So they moved them to the weekend.
That's a hell of a move. Hell of a move. Hey, for you Giants fans, you haven't seen it. Daniel Jones has been released by the New York Giants. I'm sure he'll clear waivers because nobody wants to pick up the remainder of his $160 million contract he signed last year. So I'm sure he'll clear. The Giants will continue to owe him the guaranteed money, but I'm sure he'll probably, if he does get signed before the end of the year, which I think he will,
I'm sure
it might be his 5, 6, 7 years he has, probably a minimum maybe $5 to $6 million. So Danny Dimes, after his presser yesterday, said he would do all he can do to help this team out, and said we'll probably sit down and prefer to go another direction. Well, Mr. Mara, the president owner of the Giants, said I think that direction is now mutually agreed upon, parting of the ways by Daniel Jones and the New York Giants.
One gambling note: the 49ers are poised to be underdogs for the first time since 2022, which is a streak of 36 consecutive games in which they have been the favorite.
Is that right? That is
the third longest since the Super Bowl started. The Rams in 99 to 2002 was 50, and then of course the Patriots when they were a dynasty They went 64 straight weeks as the favorite.
Well, Green Bay, you think about
the 3-point favorite.
The uncertainty of Brock Purdy's shoulder. He didn't finish practice yesterday, so he's going to be questionable. So I think that probably helped it. Not seeing the consistency. The way the defense is like a sieve at the end of the games probably contributed to that factor for the Green Bay Packers. And the game in Green Bay, on top of everything, they said chance of snow flurries. So West Coast team going up to Green Bay, that could factor into that whole thing too.
It's cold in San Francisco.
Well, Chile had the
they got wind,
cyclone bomb or whatever they're talking about, the foot of rain.
I thought that was Seattle.
It came right down to the coast.
Did it go all the way down?
Yeah, San Francisco got like 7-8 inches of rain. You could see it in Seattle all the way down the West Coast. So that cyclone bomb stretched
down. I
down.
can't believe it's 83 degrees today.
Love it. This is nice.
I do, but this 1:30 start, you look forward to an ASU like 70 degrees, Frank Cush Field. Now it's going to be 83, and it's like one of those, do you wear shorts? Do you not wear shorts? Do you wear a sweatshirt? Do you not wear a sweatshirt? You got to wear gold.
I know when
it's
the sun
a tough
goes down,
predicament I'm having.
I will say when the sun starts going down, it gets cold quickly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really chilly.
Never heard that before.
In a hurry.
Been here 30-something years.
30.
Hey, coming up, the biggest underdog story of the year. We'll get into that. We'll also talk about week 13 in college football. Some really good stories to dive into. And then Mark May, the two-time Super Bowl champion with the Washington
15.
Redskins, will join us. So we got a lot to get into in the third hour of the program. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Roc and
10.
Manuch with Jackson today. Got Bandit back at the iHeartRadio studios. This is Fox Sports 910.
5.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Kick off football season.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Jimmy B, Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light for a season-long fantastic tailgating giveaway. Text PEAKS to 59925.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Chance to win the amazing grand prize. A Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, pizza oven, cornhole set, portable beer pong table, an outdoor projector, inflatable screen, cases of Cocoa 5, a cooler, and wild gear tumblers. No purchase necessary. Just text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Make this football season unforgettable with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light.
Looking to
Hey, can you guys hear me?
The House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has you covered. Whether you need a stylish bay window awning for your breakfast nook, a cool shade sail for your home,
Can anyone hear me?
or a retractable awning for your patio, we have it all. For over 40 years, we've been Arizona's #1 rated shade experts, family-owned and dedicated to making shady deals in the Valley. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com to explore our wide range of quality products, or just call 623-232-9334. Stay cool, stay stylish with the House of Canvas.
Dukes on Miller.
Hey, is anyone there? Can anyone hear me?
You're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume.
So what happened with that? Was it me? Was it your guys' system? I was as confused as the next person. I didn't know what was happening.
Magnificent machine. Nothing else even comes close. That was the first night I held the flashlight for my dad, but it wouldn't be the last. At Dad's funeral, I realized that every time he handed me that flashlight, he was passing the torch. And my dad believed in Gettle air conditioners, so I bought the company. Gettle, G-O-E-T-T-L. Will keep you cool, but it's hard to spell. You can count on us to respond right away and do the right thing always. No one knows air conditioning and plumbing like Gettle.
Aloha, Phoenix. For amazing food and awesome vibes, come to the Hawaiian Bros grand opening on East Thomas Road at 44th Street, Monday at 11 a.m. The first 100 visitors get a gift card, t-shirt, and a chance to win free Hawaiian Bros for a year. Don't miss it.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Raffi Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
A big-time matchup for Arizona State hockey tonight is a battle of defending champs and top-ranked Denver team. We've got all the action on Fox Sports 910, the pregame at 6:30. When the Cardinals visited Seattle last season, they lost by 10 and dropped to 1-6. This year, they sit atop the division, and Paris Johnson Jr. is looking for better things.
I look forward to going back up there. Last time wasn't the result that we wanted. But again, there was, our mindset is, the playing in our division is everything. So going up there with attitude is what we look forward to most.
The Cardinals lead the Seahawks, Rams, and Niners by 1 game in the division. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Clear skies overnight, but it'll be a chilly one. Temperatures dipping down to 48 degrees and then a high of 78 degrees. Plenty of sunshine on your Saturday. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Anita Roman.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates, all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the
Mics are hot.
Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
All right, all college football this hour on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. No Jimmy B today. As, of course, the 21st ranked Sun Devils look to keep their Big 12 title hopes alive as they'll host 14th ranked BYU tomorrow on Frank Cush Field. Of course, and we need to say it as much as we can. They did upset Kansas State last week, Manuch's alma mater.
Thank you, Rock.
8-2, 5-2 the conference play. It is homecoming weekend for Arizona State. I was fortunate to be invited to go to the hometown luncheons, the Legends luncheons. Got to see Todd Heap, and Nathan LeDuc, and TJ Foster, and Danny White, and all the guys. There were 600 people. There must have been, I don't know, 50 former football players that went to high school in the state of Arizona. The whole idea, and you and I have talked about this over and over, is, and we've talked to the Todd Grahams and the Dirk Cutters and the Dennis Ericksons about, hey, you gotta recruit from your hometown. And Kenny was there. Kenny got up and spoke for a few minutes. He was in his coaching attire and again activate the Valley, and talked about how great it was for him to be from here, be an ASU guy. He talks about some of the high school coaches that are now on the staff, of course, that have made a big difference for this team. But it was really cool to the point where, I've been here 30-something years and, been a fan. I wish I would have at least took one class at Arizona State just so I can proudly wear the maroon and gold.
Feel the love.
And I'm sitting at the table with all these big-time alum and these big-time coaches and former players, and Chris McGahey is who I was sitting next to, the former wide receiver. And I'm just sitting there, and Graham, Rossini, the AD, and just, I'm in the front row. I mean, I got table 8. I was prime time. Yeah, thanks to my good buddy Dave Bird. And Larry Quintera, who was for Navy and then went to ASU, coached there, played there with Frank Cush, and then went on to NAU. He's 100 years old.
Amazing. That is
still
amazing.
Can't stand the U of A. I mean, he just hates Arizona, and it was great. And just to see this packed house and feel the energy, it's hard not to want to be a Sun Devil because of that energy we felt in this.
Sure.
Everything's going well, and how Kenny Dillingham has really to what I just said, activated this
Sure he
valley,
has.
and everybody is buying into it. And I think it's going to pay off. If they win tomorrow, it's icing. It's icing on the cake.
Yeah, well,
right?
absolutely is. Absolutely.
It really is, because if they lose, it's still going to be a remarkable season. They're going to get to go to a great bowl game. They'll probably blow out Arizona, who they're visiting Texas tomorrow. They got TCU. They just snapped their 5-game losing streak with their win over Houston last Friday. They still need 2 wins to be bowl eligible. Unfortunate season for them. But this Sun Devil team, if they can do what we think they can do, and talking to Coach Regal yesterday, if they're completely bought in, which I think they are, and they're not getting caught up in all this hype and trying to sell hamburgers and all this other stuff, that they want to, make a difference and do it in front of a sellout crowd, because a lot of the comparisons were today at this luncheon were taking you back to the Rose Bowl team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they wanted to beat Michigan, and the 70s teams when they won Fiesta Bowls, and how this city, which was less than a million people,
500,000, a million.
were embracing it like it was the only team in town.
Well, they were. Besides, the Suns, the Sun Devils.
That was it.
And we had Phoenix Giants, AAA baseball.
Yeah, it was Suns and Sun. Even Kenny said that. He goes, it was Suns and Sun Devils.
Exactly. And that was it. And you bring back a lot of memories as to, the hype for this game, and we talked about it most of the week, was the last one was the Notre Dame game, 2014. And so many Notre Damers trying to get tickets. And at the time, I think Todd Graham was the coach, talking about don't sell your tickets, show up, or sell them to a Sun Devil fan. That was it. And then the only other, there's been a lot of big games, but as far as this magnitude, Rock, of ranked teams, where ASU is at 8-2, you have to go back to the Jake Plummer, Keith Poole senior year when Nebraska came in town back in 1996. And they hype on that game. It was off the charts.
I don't
Pat
know
Tillman
about
was
that.
there.
See, I want to disagree with you.
I was
there too. But what made it so hyped is because they won. If that game went the other way, it would not have been. Oh, it was that Nebraska game where it was all this hype.
But it was
because they came in undefeated.
Well, they did. But the hype was ASU's undefeated. They're undefeated. It's Nebraska. I think they won the national title the year before. They had Frost was their quarterback.
I'm not taking anything away from that game. I'm just saying, if it went the other way, it would have been a completely different.
But we're talking
conversation.
Yeah, but we're talking
now.
about the hype before the game.
I think that Notre Dame game is still the biggest one because they came in ranked 8th.
Yes, they were.
And the Sun Devils were ranked in the AP poll all but 1 week.
Yes,
that year, and that was Todd Graham, and and didn't they lose to UCLA by like 40 the week before, or at some point at that earlier in the year?
And the key was the interceptions the quarterback for Notre Dame was throwing. ASU's defense came alive. The offense came alive. Taylor Kelly was the quarterback, as I recollect, for that team, ASU team. They just blew the doors off of Notre Dame at the end of the first half, going into the second half. There was 14, 17 unanswered points, but it was just Notre Dame. This high-ranked Notre Dame team coming into Arizona State, a much underdog Arizona State to win that game and win that game going away.
Well, yeah, but in that second half, Notre Dame came back and it was within 3.
Yeah, at the end,
and then the Devils put 3 touchdowns on them in the final 4.5 minutes.
Yeah,
that was huge. But either way, not taking anything away from it. This you can compare games all day long. That one was definitely up there, but this one's definitely up there. I think the fact that it's a conference game.
Yep.
Notre Dame wasn't a conference game. Nebraska wasn't a conference game. This
Good
is
point.
a Big 12 conference game.
Yes. And on top of that, look at the big Mormon influence here in the state of Arizona and all the Mormons in this state that'll be coming to this game. Now, there's a lot of Mormons. The Nathan LeDuc, strong Mormon. He's going to be former Sun Devil. Todd Heap.
Yep.
All those guys. So you think of just the alumni, the crowd per se. There'll be a lot of blue in that, probably is at that northwest corner, which is a lot of the visiting teams are, and then the maroon and gold. But I look at this and go, here's this BYU team, 14th ranked, ASU 20th ranked, should nowhere be near in the top 25 based on the prediction. And to see what they're doing, and quite frankly, I think that BYU's been leaking oil and been getting away with it. And I think KU exposed them last week in a lot of areas. But make no doubt about it, this is a very veteran, older, mature BYU team. And the Sun Devils are just hitting on all cylinders. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a close game.
Speaking of KU and Colorado, we had Scott Spreitzer on the last hour, and he's taking KU in the upset.
3.
He feels that this KU team should be 9-1. I mean, I know we had Eric Moses on earlier, and it'd be nice to see Colorado in the mix for a bowl game here in the Valley in the quarterfinal. But man, I'm a KU fan tomorrow.
Well, think about all the close games they lost. Think about the game against ASU. They should have won that game.
Yeah.
ASU got a couple turnovers, and KU's driving down the field, only get thwarted. And then they took, look what they did. They took the K-State Cats to the nth degree. K-State had to have a game-winning drive at the end of the game to win that game in Manhattan. And then you think of that game last week. So they're feeling it. They're a good team. And it's just a matter of how razor thin it is in college football. A turnover here, a turnover there. But that's a good team. Jaden Daniels, a quarterback, and that running game, and then that defense coming alive. So Arrowhead Stadium, and the reason why it's Arrowhead, folks, KU Stadium is getting completely renovated, almost down to the nub. But, I think I wouldn't be surprised if KU upsets them.
What time is that game?
KU Colorado.
1:30? So it's the same time. So how about that?
Yeah.
Because if ASU wins, which I think we're all hoping they do, and I think they will, I think they're a better team. And if you see Colorado losing, I know there's tiebreakers, there's all this other crap that all the minutia when it comes down to it, but ASU, all they can do is control what's ahead of them, and if they can take care of the Cougars and the Cats back to back, man, this town could go absolutely bonkers. At least you ASU fans will.
Yeah, that's you're right. There's a few games at that 1:30 spot: Penn State, Minnesota, BYU, Arizona State, Colorado, KU, as you mentioned, and then there's the Citadel taking on Clemson from that standpoint. So a lot going on during that time frame.
Hey, Brandon, I want to get out a little early here. We're going to go to our Jax's Rewind. We got some pretty good stuff as Jimmy B had a major moment the other day where he went to the wrong Twin Peaks. So we're going to have some fun with that. We'll get into that. And then I want to really dive a little bit more into our It's Your Call question today, brought to you by State 48 Roofing, which it has to do with Army, another big game over the weekend. Is Army the best underdog story of the college football season? Some may say yes. Some may say it's ASU. Some may say it's Indiana. Maybe it's Colorado. But we're going to break that down because they got a big game with Notre Dame. So we'll dive into that in the next segment as well. It's Roc and Manuch, Jackson as well out here at Wright Toyota. It's Fox Sports 910.
Ready for Christmas?
You're clear.
99.9 KEZ is.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Christmas music is on our sister station, 99.9 KEZ, when you're ready. Sponsored by JW Marriott Desert Ridge Resort and Spa.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Good afternoon. A new wreck on the Superstation eastbound.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
An off-ramp in the right lane. There's a bad wreck in North Scottsdale, blocking westbound Shea at 136th Street. That same crash is also blocking southbound 136th at Shea.
This report is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers. Toyotathon is on. Shop all your favorites like the class-leading Tacoma, Amazing Tundra, or the all-new hybrid 2025 Camry. Visit any one of the 10 Valley Toyota dealers or valleytoyotadealers.com today. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for the ultimate game day hangout? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint, Chandler's go-to sports bar. With over 30 big screens, you won't miss a single play of any game. Plus, we've just launched our all-new fall menu, packed with mouth-watering bites and exciting drink specials. We've got everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Bring your crew to BKD's Backyard Joint, located at 980 East Pecos Road in Chandler. That's BKD's Backyard Joint. Your backyard, your team, your bar. BKDsBackyard.com.
Tune in Thursdays at 1:30 p.m. for the Crest Insurance Group Sun Devil Report with Coach Charlie Ragle. Crest Insurance. Coverage you can trust, service you can count on. Every Thursday on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Craving tacos? Discover the Taco Spot, where mouth-watering, authentic Mexican flavors meet a modern twist. With 12 locations and more on the way, we're the local favorite. Visit tacospotaz.com and follow us on social media. Come experience the tacos to Taco Bout, the Taco Spot.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandido Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbandidoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
This is Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Macy's Backstage.
Center stage for college hoops tonight. 17th ranked Arizona hosts 10th ranked Duke, while Grand Canyon hosts Norfolk State. Arizona State looks to keep its Big 12 title hopes alive tomorrow when the 21st ranked Sun Devils entertain number 14 BYU. ASU has rattled off 3 straight wins, and the Giants have agreed to cut quarterback Daniel Jones. He was the number 6 overall pick in the 2019 draft. I'm Frank Garrity.
Macy's Backstage has amazing deals on everything you need to celebrate the holidays, all for $15 and under. Get low prices every day on unique
Okay, got you.
before they're gone. In store only at Macy's Backstage today. Find a
Okay,
location
yeah,
near
no
you at
problem. You guys,
macy'sbackstage.com.
I just put in the document if the queue isn't
on Fox Sports 910.
All right, we had some fun the other day. Every Thursday, we are at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. And the day before, Jimmy B promotes it at least 2 or 3 times that we will be at, say, the, Tempe Twin Peaks or Scottsdale or Camelback or Glendale or wherever it may be. Well, the other day, he showed up at the wrong Twin Peaks. Now, again, he promoted the week before or the day before, and on our show sheet, it literally says on the header, it says in all the teases that, hey, we are live out here at Glendale Twin Peaks. So we're going to play a little bit of how this all went down with him not there and then when he showed up. So we'll play the first part, and then I'll reset the second part.
With Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
I know Jimmy B today can't seem to get the clown car to Glendale. He does drive a clown car, and he's probably listening to us right now because, when you get older, you make mistakes. He made a pretty big mistake. He, if you're at Camelback Twin Peaks today at lunch, you may have saw him there. He thought our show was there, but we are in Glendale. We are at the Twin Peaks in Glendale. Roc and Manuch with you till 4 o'clock. Jimmy, if you're listening, just turn around and go back to Sun City. I mean,
he's close to Sun City now.
Oh, yeah, he's close to
right
Sun Lakes. I always get that wrong.
Yeah.
Sun Lakes.
Same difference, Rock. Kind of the same thing.
It's like, all right, if you can't seem to read the lineup, the playbook, do the live reads, and you still F up like you did?
Is there some kind of a fine for me telling him yesterday, like 95 times we were at the Glendale Twin Peaks, which is actually on the Wednesday lineup. It says Glendale Twin Peaks.
That's just beside the point. That's 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's the lineup today that tells us. So it just proves to me he does not prep be on the show.
Exactly right. He had an extra couple holes this morning. He got in, or this says right there live from Twin Peaks, Glendale.
Roc and Manuch and Bannon is the new show starting Monday.
That's it. Yeah,
because Jimmy will not be here tomorrow.
Maybe we're gonna ban him, suspend him.
Yeah.
All right, let's suspend him for a day. Bad faux pas. I mean, I don't know. There's
that's a really. I mean, he really effed up.
Yeah, it'd be like going, okay, hey, we're playing over at Mountain Point tonight, and we expect you guys there by 5. And he shows up at Corona del Sol. Well, it's on the lineup, it's on the prep, it's all the above. I don't get it. I mean, you heard it 95 times. I don't know. He said I said Camelback. I said
It doesn't matter what you said.
Yeah,
he's reading a freaking lineup that tells us who our guests are, and he had to go on that lineup today to put in his picks and the different things that we do in our show. It's black and white.
I have no. Maybe
it's actually highlighted with a highlighter.
Maybe
clip is 2 minutes left.
I take mine first thing in the morning.
I mean, there's got to be some disciplinary action. That
Yeah,
comes down
I agree, Rock. I'm
not being serious,
Sure.
and I know we shouldn't air our laundry on the radio, but 602 260
9191. Yeah.
Call us and tell us what you think. We don't have to bring you on the air. Just tell Bannon what we should do to discipline Jimmy B for not going to the right Twin Peaks today. Despite the fact that yesterday on air, and maybe we'll cut it, and Bannon, maybe you could go back in the iHeartRadio podcast and find the clip of him actually promoting where he's going to be today, and then we can actually post our lineup on our website or something, or on social media that shows him exactly where we are.
And me talking about Glendale Twin Peaks, and then also just
Why would
today's
you say
lineup.
you just screwed up?
I didn't say I screwed up. I said we're at the Glendale Twin Peaks. It says it on the lineup yesterday. Yeah, promoting.
I mean, seriously, he needs to be disciplined.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that should be for a 90-year-old, but there shouldn't be some penance. There's no penance here.
No penance. Not about 25.
Clip is 1 minute left.
32 Hail Marys or something like that. Like Father O'Leary give you out a confessional.
So let me ask you this: as a professional football player, I mean, if you screwed up, you threw 5 interceptions in a row. What is your coach going to do?
Oh,
he's going to make you do laps, run up rows, seats.
He may not start me the next game if I threw 5 picks, Rock. That's the whole thing right there. I may not even start. I may the disciplinary action would be I don't know, make sure you take your entire line out to dinner. Make sure you give your running back something. I don't
know why I'm so pissed off of this, but I am.
I really was. All right.
Clip is 30 seconds left.
So we cut it. And so I was really upset.
You were.
You're
like, where's Jimmy?
You can't get to the job site? I mean, it's not acceptable. So an hour later, Jimmy makes it to Glendale from Camelback. And here's how that all went down.
Our number 3, Jimmy B, has made it in the clown car. He got to Twin Peaks, Glendale, and we're happy to see you here.
Glad you made it safely there.
Yeah,
Jimmy B.
And just out of curiosity, did you do the show yesterday?
I did.
Okay. Did you happen to look at the lineup today?
I did.
Okay. Did you do any prep for the show today?
I did.
Okay.
Like always.
Did you go to where were you supposed to be? Where was the job site today?
It was in Glendale.
Okay. Where did you happen to go?
Camelback.
That's next week? Are you looking ahead? You trying to be proactive?
What happened, Jimmy?
Next week's show ready?
Were you on the beaches of Bermuda when you were going through everything? I'm just going to tell you guys, I must have had a serious senior moment.
We love you, Jimmy. Were you by any chance?
I've never done that before. You guys,
I know.
We've worked together a long time.
That's why we're having fun with you.
I don't blame you. By
So
the way,
did you
I
happen
will
to
look
listen?
good.
Were you listening by any chance?
I will look good in the Twin Peaks outfit.
Dude, the fact that
It's a gamer.
Clip 50 seconds left.
Just joining us, we kind of went off on Jimmy B because he went to the wrong Twin Peaks today.
I deserved it.
And we had a few callers. It was a last-minute thing. We spent about 2 minutes on it. David Mason said he should caddy for me in a leprechaun outfit. I like that. Steve from Phoenix said that I have a major burr in the saddle about Jimmy B. But the number one who won the Twin Peaks gift card, which wasn't really out there, we just decided we'd take care of him, that Jimmy B's next week when we're at Camelback is going to wear a a Twin Peaks waitress outfit. And I think it's Bikini Week.
I think it is.
Yeah. Or maybe Santa's helper.
I better do.
Clip is 30 seconds.
Bikini Week or Santa's helper. I better do some manscaping.
Get some sun.
Jimmy, and I know it happens once in a while. No, it's never happened. I was going to say, wow, but that's okay. We still love you. Okay. And
Clip is 15 seconds left.
I think it's because the girls here they theme each week.
Yes, they do.
Each month, and then with the holidays,
yeah,
they're all gonna be. I think they'll be dressed up as Santa's helpers.
I would think.
So Jimmy, I mean, you fit right in.
If I don't have to wear that thing that goes up your butt crack, I'll be okay.
All right, so there's our Jack's rewind. Jimmy B going to the
nice
wrong
job, Jack.
site.
Boy,
Good
Rock, you
stuff
were
there.
beating him up.
Yeah, I was pissed.
You were. You got there. You're like, where's Jimmy?
Notre Dame and Army are going to face off for the 52nd time, but the first time since 2016, and the first time that they're both ranked in 66 years. That's 1958, Manuch. And it's a 9-1 Notre Dame, a 9-0 Army. Back then, the Black Knights didn't win that game because Army was 3, Notre Dame was 4, and they won 14-2. This is by far one of the oldest college football rivalries, but it looks a little bit different now because of this college landscape. But there's some big stakes on the line here. I don't see Notre Dame losing this game, but what if? I mean, the Irish did lose to Northern Illinois this year. Army, if they would win this game, would really screw up a lot of things, I think, because I think there'll be some fans out there that'll be barking and yelling and screaming and saying, hey, Army.
What about us?
What about, yes,
what about us? We're back here at number, what are they, 24th ranked or 22nd, whatever they are, way down. I'm glad they're in the top 25. Can you imagine they beat that?
AP, I think, has them at 19.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you think about big bucks and spending. Notre Dame is top 5 in NIL. Army doesn't do NIL. They prohibit players from accepting NIL deals. You know, if you know, the service academies can't get NIL deals. What's crazy about that, and this is where there's problems, UConn has a women's basketball player that is partnered with Go Army. So Go Army actually pays her, okay? The Marines have a couple campaigns with some college football players. So I think that's kind of interesting when you look at it that way. But no NIL for Army or any other service academy. So, hey, if they win this game, I know a lot of people are going to be rooting for them, especially people that don't like Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's going to probably roll them. But, hey, stranger things have happened. That's why they play the game.
It's interesting because the government plays our Army, Navy, Air Force. They pay them to go to school there. They pay for everything's covered. That's why they've got to have a 4-year commitment to basically pay that back, unless they bow out after their sophomore year. But, I mean, why would they allow somebody to say, hey, look, we were like your quarterback, one of the top quarterbacks in the nation, for somebody to come in there, whoever it is, and pay him an extra stipend or something like that? I guess they want to make it level playing field for all of the midshipmen in the Army and all the guys. That's the main reason why. Here's the thing, too, that they're 10-0. Rock, they only have 3 hours per day of actual football practice.
It's a good story.
That's the amazing thing.
Just for the heck of it, the 5 biggest underdog wins in college football history. Notre Dame and Northern Illinois. They were a 28.5 point favorite. Notre Dame was in that game, and they lose 16-14. Wisconsin and Illinois in 2019, as Wisconsin was a 31-point favorite and loss. UNLV and Howard in 2017. The Bison were a 45.5 point underdog and beat UNLV. 2 more. Texas State, Houston in 2012. Texas State was getting 36.5 points and beat them 30-13. And then finally, we hope this happens tomorrow, BYU and UTEP. BYU was a pretty tough program back in the 80s. They were given 36 points to UTEP, and UTEP beat them 23-16. That win is still considered one of the biggest in that program.
It can happen. You just never know.
Absolutely. Mark May joins us next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
You're clear.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
17th ranked Arizona welcoming in Duke tonight. Coach Tommy Lloyd on the matchup.
It's a very talented group, and it's a great program. It's got amazing Vegas college basketball. It's an honor to have them come to Tucson to play us. I'm thankful for the opportunity.
Also tonight, GCU looks to bounce back as they entertain Norfolk State. ASU football looking to keep their Big 12 title hopes alive as they host 14th-ranked BYU tomorrow. Arizona with a road game against TCU. A great opportunity for ASU hockey this weekend at number 1 Denver. First of 2 games tonight. The pregame on Fox Sports 910 at 6:30. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Clear skies overnight, but it'll be a chilly one. Temperatures dipping down to 48 degrees and then a high of 78 degrees. Plenty of sunshine on your Saturday. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Anita Roman.
This report is sponsored by Ski Pro.
Join us Friday, November 29th through Sunday, December 1st for Ski Pro's Black Friday sale. Enjoy savings of up to 60% off select winter ski and snowboard gear. Skis, snowboards, helmets, accessories, and clothing are all on sale. In-store only. Ski Pro.
Looking for the #1 neighborhood sports bar? It's clearly Philly Sports Grill. Dedicated to providing impeccable service and a mouth-watering menu of delicious food and drinks. Whether you're cheering for your favorite team or catching the big game, Philly Sports Grill is your ultimate destination. With 4 convenient locations throughout Phoenix and Tempe, you'll get the best sports bar experience. Experience the excitement at Philly Sports Grill today. For a location near you, head to phillysportsgrill.com.
Envision a stunning putting green or a flawless lawn. With Tempe Turf Installers, it's yours for just $550 per square foot. Enjoy up to a 16-year warranty and 2 years of labor coverage. Call Mark at 602-348-7190 or visit TempeTurfInstallers.com for your free estimate.
Hey, Arizona, it's Mike Wilbon. I've been around sports professionally and personally for a long, long time. And whether you're on a court, in the gym, or just navigating a tough day, you need to stay hydrated. That's where Cocoa 5 comes in. Cocoa 5 isn't your average sports drink, packed with the electrolytes your body craves, but without the artificial junk you don't need. Available at your favorite stores, Cocoa 5 Active Hydration. Stay hydrated, Arizona.
Crest Insurance is about more than providing coverage. It's about creating your safety net. We offer access to a national network of trusted carriers. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, we're here to help with a personal touch that's close to home. We're deeply invested in our communities, supporting local charities and initiatives that uplift those in need. Crest Insurance. Coverage you can trust. Service you can count on.
Craving tacos? Discover the Taco Spot, where mouth-watering, authentic Mexican flavors meet a modern twist. With 12 locations and more on the way, we're the local favorite. Visit TacoSpotAZ.com and follow us on social media. Come experience the tacos to Taco Bout, the Taco Spot.
Dive into serenity at Fantastic Spa Outlet. We specialize in eco spa, energy efficient, environmentally friendly hot tubs. We got Mark on hold while being kind to the planet and have you covered with a lifetime warranty on our covers. Visit us Friday through Sunday from 10 to 4 and check out our top quality spas that fit every lifestyle. Family owned by former pro baseball player Sean Purdy. Call 602-759-9529 or visit FantasticSpaOutlet.com. Fantastic Spa Outlet, 10550 East Baseline Road, Mesa, Arizona.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports.
Presented by Capital One.
The top seed Orlando Pride and the second seed Washington Spirit battle for the NWSL Championship tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Barbara Banda, Marta, and the Pride nearly went all season without a loss, dropping just 2 games to win the NWSL Shield for the best regular season record. They'll try to win their first NWSL title with a win over Washington tomorrow. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes and keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts. Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Now joining Roc and Manuch to talk everything football is two-time Super Bowl champion, a member of the famed Washington Redskins Hogs offensive line, 1981 first-round pick.
Mics are hot. Mics are hot.
At Pitt, and a member of the College Football Hall of Fame. Football analyst and commentator Mark May, now on Fox Sports 910.
How we doing, Mayday? What's going on, my friend?
Great, guys. Just day to day enjoying this wonderful Arizona weather.
Oh, it's the best. So I know your love for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So how are you analyzing this one tomorrow from Columbus?
The Hoosiers are going to kick their butt. Chris Signetti's got so much confidence. He's got this team flying high and believing. They've all bought in. They're ready to go. And just think about this. The last time that this Indiana team beat the Buckeyes, 1988 and 1977, back-to-back years. They're getting back to that form to remember in the past, rekindling a little bit of the past. Just a couple of years ago, Michael Penix Jr. took them to almost a victory, just lost by 7 points in the shoe. So this team has that type of attitude. And let's not forget, Indiana's defense is pretty doggone good. They're number one in the rush defense in the nation.
All right, what if they do lose this game, okay? What will that mean, you think, to the folks that are making the decisions in the rankings?
I think if it is a close game, it won't matter. They'll probably drop down 4 or 5 spots if it's within a touchdown or so or 10 points. But remember, this team only lost 23-3 last year with a bad football team against Ohio State. So I think if they do lose this game, it all depends how bad they lose it. If they get blown out like 45-7 or something like that in that nature, I think the committee is going to have to take a long, hard look. And Ward Manuel, who basically is running the committee, is going to have to come out and tell us why they kept Indiana in or why they left Indiana out and give us a pretty good explanation of the reasoning for it and not just covering and saying, well, we put them in because they're a one-loss Big Ten team. Well, they've got the 103rd ranked schedule in the nation. What does that tell you?
I think some Ohio State people will be upset if something because Manuel's a Michigan AD. So there could be a problem.
Oh, by the way.
So, all right, how about in our own backyard? BYU, ASU, homecoming, sellout. Dillingham is activating the Valley. This city is going nuts right now. How do you see this one playing out?
I think this is going to be a lot closer than people think. You look at ASU off the 3-9 season last year. They're 8-2 this year. They just went on the road and beat a tough Kansas State team, taking the lead early and holding on. And they're getting feistier. They're getting better on defense. But I think the key is everybody looks at Cam Scatteraboo. And yeah, he's been phenomenal for 1,000 yards rushing and 11 TDs. But you got to look at quarterback Sam Levitt and the way that he's progressed this season. He's got 17 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions on the season, and he's getting better and better. And he's found his number one go-to guy in Jordan Tyson. And there's a wide receiver that's got 9 receiving touchdowns on the season, averaging almost 15 yards a catch. So if they can continue to keep that going and keep this BYU team on their heels, they've got a pretty good chance to win this game. But I'll tell you what, BYU, older players, they're going to come in here upset because they lost their last game. They had a 9-0 win streak going. This is a football team that's going to give their best, and it's going to be a hard-fought football team. And remember, a lot of people don't realize, you watch BYU, they've always been a little chippy. Get that last hit just before the whistle blows, go down the field and cut a guy, that's going to try to make a tackle and, just chippiness around the pile, hitting guys look just one step just before the whistle blows a little bit late. And they've always been that type of team. So Arizona State's going to have to look out because BYU's going to come in here with an attitude. They're going to come in with an edge. And they're going to be upset they lost. They're going to be mad. And they're going to be, you know what? We're going to take it out on Arizona State. So it's going to be one of those games that, hey, guys, this is going to be a physical game and a fun game to watch.
Well, Mark, you talk about taking it out on somebody. How important is it that you've seen in the past when we had just 2 and then 4, our style points? You mentioned it. Take it out on somebody. Score the extra touchdown. Maybe we leave the first team in a little bit longer. How vitally important is that going to be these last 2 games leading into the conference championships?
Well, it's going to mean a lot because the selection committee is going to look at that, and they're going to look at those style points. And they're going to be able to sit there in that committee, and they're going to be able to say, you know what, this team is kind of on the edge, right on that 2 and 3 loss team, but look what they did in this game. They're not going to go all the way back to the beginning of the season. They're going to look at what have you done for me lately. They're going to take everything into account, but they're going to ask, what have you done for me lately? And these last couple of weeks, it's going to mean a lot. And if you're playing an opponent that's not up to par, and you're supposed to beat that opponent by 3 or 4 touchdowns, you better get it done.
Army, Notre Dame, one of the biggest underdog stories of the year with Army. You see any challenges for Notre Dame?
Yeah, it used to be. The cheer used to be, and the chant was "Let's go Army, beat Navy." No, let's go Army, beat Notre Dame. You're playing in Yankee Stadium. You haven't beaten Notre Dame since 1958. You're one of the best running teams in the country, and you got to get it done. You got to find a way to get it done. I have nothing against Notre Dame. They're a fine football team, and I'll tell you what, they played excellent football after losing to Northern Illinois. They're piling the styling points on. They're running up the score against everybody. But I would just love to see Army score early and score often, because if they're getting behind in this football game, they're not a passing team, and they're going to get in a rut, and they're not going to be able to win this game. But if they can get ahead, or they can keep it close, they can keep it in with a field goal, and they can continue to stay with their normal offense, they may have a chance to play keep away from the Irish offense and keep this close.
Well, how often does a Notre Dame or anybody see veer option, wishbone? Just so many things coming at you. I think of Georgia Tech several years ago when Johnson was the head coach there, how efficient they were. But can Army be that efficient for an entire game, and then Notre Dame not make those adjustments?
It's going to be tough, because when you look at it, you look at Notre Dame, you've got 5-star players, you've got 4-star players that are playing for Notre Dame. Army has 0. Army's got kids that are undersized, that are basically not like 325-pound defensive tackles or offensive tackles. They're not going to have those type of players. So they have to play great as a unit, and they can't make mistakes, and I think Coach Monken knows that. He's going to go in this game with a better attitude. But whatever happens, we're always proud of our military units, and proud of these kids playing and these kids in Army for what they sacrifice for our country and for us to be safe, to go out and play football like this and play at a high level. I just want to see them do well.
Mark May joining us here, Roc and Manuch. Mark, Colorado, it's Colorado and KU tomorrow. That's a big one. Your thoughts on that game, and then the future of Deion Sanders if he's going to stay at Colorado?
Well, Colorado, this is a sleepy game, and you better watch out, because Kansas is finally hitting their stride and getting better. They're becoming the team that we thought in the preseason that they might be. But Kansas is not playing home. They're playing in Kansas City, so it's virtually an on-site team, an off-site team game. And the way that Colorado's playing, you've got the 2 best players in the country, Travis Hunter, and you've got Sanders at quarterback. And I'll tell you what, Shador's done a terrific job this year. He's going to be the first quarterback taken off the board. We all kind of know that at this point. But if they play up to their standards, and they've gotten better on defense, they've gotten better running the ball. You look at this Colorado offense, they've averaged over 100 yards rushing in the last 4 games. And they were terrible. They were absolutely horrendous at the beginning of the season doing that. So they're playing much better football offensively and defensively. They've got guys, Warren Sapp, I think, has been a great addition to their coaching staff with their defensive line. They played extremely well up front. I think they win this game at Kansas. I know it's only like a 2.5 or 3-point number. I think Colorado wins this game by at least a touchdown or more. And for Deion and his future, I don't know. Everybody's talking about Ian and Shador going to the same team and stuff like that. I don't think that works out. If you've got the head coach and his son as the quarterback and the starting quarterback, what happens in a locker room when you've got those 25, 28, 30-year-old grown men with families and the quarterback's not playing well? So it's going to be tough for Deion to face that. But just going to the NFL, I think the circus is in Dallas. I think Mike McCarthy, he doesn't have a contract next season. It's wide open in Dallas. Deion played there. I think it's a great move for Deion, but Deion wants to stay in college from what he said. He's got one of the number 1 or number 2 quarterbacks coming in the next recruiting class. So it's going to be tough for him to leave Colorado, because he's done well at Jackson State. He's done extremely well at Colorado. Guys, this was the worst team in college football 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They were absolutely terrible. He got them to 4 wins last year, even though they lost, the last 6. But look at the way they've turned around. They doubled their production in less than a year. So the guy can coach. He can coach. He can motivate. He can motivate young people. I would stay in college. What do you have to prove in the NFL? You go to the NFL, the only thing you're doing is recruiting. You're just basically getting free agents, which is a recruitment process. But for Deion, I think the most success he could have is probably staying at Colorado in college, because you can't go any farther in college than what he's done except to get to the playoffs and win a national championship. He goes to the Cowboys, they're going to expect him to get to the playoffs and win games right away.
Hey, Mark, got about a minute. Speaking of the Cowboys at the Commanders, your old team, that game is like no big deal. That game has no juice because of what you're talking about, the Dallas Cowboys.
They can't run the ball. They're like 31st in rushing. They can't stop the run. They're like 30th in rushing defense. They've been atrocious on the defensive side of the ball. And Jerry Jones has handled the situation horribly. If you look at if he would have signed Dak Prescott early, if he would have signed CeeDee Lamb earlier, they probably could have saved another $15 to $18 million on the salary cap. But no, he waits till the last minute again, and he signs people late. And instead of going out and getting a good general manager to run your team and a good quality head coach, He just doesn't want to do that. And he keeps saying, well, I'm in my 80s. I want to get back to the Super Bowl. Haven't been back there 30 years. If you want to get back there, hire the hottest coach out there. Get the best general manager that's out there. And guess what? Let them make decisions instead of you and your son making decisions about draft picks, about players in the draft, about your roster. That just doesn't work. And I know they've had success in the past, but it's been 30 years since they've been in the Super Bowl.
When are we going to see you on ABC 15 this weekend?
Saturdays and Sundays. I'm not doing a Monday night game
Break whenever.
until the middle of December, but Saturdays and Sundays until we get to the playoff. Then it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Love it. We'll be watching. Mark, thanks, buddy. Have a good weekend.
All right, guys. Take care.
Mark May joining us here on the Right Toyota guest line. You can follow him on X, Twitter at Mark_May. Always great to have him on the program as we are out here, Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price, Right Toyota in Scottsdale and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. They have the right deal for you. Just check out their inventory online. A lot of pre-owned certifieds under 15 grand. So just go to righttoyota.com. Coming up, it's our Learner Row one call. That's all. And we'll kind of give you a schedule for the weekend for what's on the tube. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Valley
You're clear.
From the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
101 Price Freeway, southbound connector to the US 60. We have an accident on that ramp off right. 17 southbound at Greenway. Also an accident off right. And 10 Papago Freeway westbound at 91st Avenue, we have a crash.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. It's Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, take an additional 10% off when you buy other select major appliances. Valid 11/6 through 12/4. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details while supplies last.
Looking for the ultimate spot to catch all the college football action and your chance to win $9,100 every Saturday? Join us at Philly Sports Grill for the Dos Equis Game Day Show, live every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at any of our 4 Valley locations. Each week, up to 20 contestants will have the chance to roll the dice and win $9,100. Plus, be entered to win tickets to the first ever quarterfinal game in Glendale. Plus, enjoy Dos Equis featured each week. Visit fox910gameday.com for details. Philly Sports Grill, the #1 sports bar where the game is always on and the excitement never ends.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Right Toyota. Make the right choice. Right Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at righttoyota.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day hangout? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint, Chandler's go-to sports bar. With over 30 big screens, you won't miss a single play of any game. Plus, we've just launched our all-new fall menu, packed with mouth-watering bites and exciting drink specials. We've got everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Bring your crew to BKD's Backyard Joint, located at 980 East Pecos Road in Chandler. That's BKD's Backyard Joint. Your backyard, your team, your bar. BKD'sBackyard.com.
Attention drivers, drive smart, Arizona. All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing storage services contractor, reminds you to follow the move over law. When you see emergency vehicles, move over and slow down. Keep our roads safe for all. Brought to you by All City Towing.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com. That's venezias.com. Venezia's, a family and catering tradition.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Febreze. So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's sea to shining sea, and water damage as far as the eye can see.
It's America.
It's freshly mowed grass and a fence that was freshly vandalized by a pack of unruly teens.
It's America.
It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
I was just praying on the sideline because that fourth quarter, it really was like it was a whole paradigm shift. Like we were playing so well offensively, and then bang, bang, back-to-back drives with turnovers. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is really an NFL's film.
Clip ends in 10 seconds. Mics are hot. Mics are hot.
I felt like my feet started getting heavy because I'm squishing through the snow. And man, it was so good, and it was so great to end up getting that win.
James Winston after the game last night for the Cleveland Browns. Of course, many of you saw the game. Hopefully you did watch all the game. I still can't believe, it was somewhat of a boring game to start. But how that snow in such a short time just blanketed that whole stadium was amazing. When that comes in Lake Erie, off the mistake on the lake, they say, it comes in quick and it comes in fast. And it's another reason why I hope that Cleveland does not get this new stadium in a place where they're talking about called Brook Park, which is a suburb of Cleveland. They need to keep it near the lake. They need to, if they're going to get a new stadium, keep it near the lake.
Well, Buffalo's going to have their stadium uncovered as well, too. It's right there by the old stadium once they start building that. And it happens hurry, Rock. I mean, we've been out there practice a few times or in games. Within 5 minutes, you got snowflakes about the size of silver dollars that are flying down. And that snow was kind of a heavy snow, as you heard him, coming down and blanketing the stadium, trying to get through it. But the other thing, too, is the wind was blowing about 15 to 20 miles an hour. But I will say that Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, they both threw the ball fairly well considering the conditions. And for Cleveland to upset the Pittsburgh Steelers after the Steelers just hammered the Ravens, just all about the NFL, Rock. The parity is alive and well.
It really is. It really is. All right, interact, need a check, make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always at lernerrow.com. Here's what's on tap, poured by the Roc and Manuch Amber, brewed by Dos Equis. Tonight, Grand Canyon hosts Norfolk State. That is on Fox 10 Extra and ESPN Plus. Duke is down in Tucson, take on the Wildcats. That's basketball, 8:30 on ESPN2. Got some college football tonight. Temple at UTSA, University of Texas, San Antonio. That's at 5 o'clock on ESPN2. Michigan State hosts Purdue at 6 on Fox 10. And UNLV at San Jose State, 8 o'clock on FS1. You got the first round of the high school football playoffs. And Manuch, we going to see you on TV tonight?
Yes, you will. 7 o'clock
live
tonight.
Or going to be taped?
It'll be live. Yeah, Channel
really?
13. Yeah.
This is big for you.
We
This
should
is the
be
first
live.
time you've ever been live?
No, we've been live a lot. Last week.
No, you have. It's always tape delayed.
No,
it's streaming or
it
something.
Just depends. If the Suns preempt us, sometimes we'll come on late at night or the following day. So,
Matt Ishbia, if he's going to make friends in this city, he's due. He's got to let high school football trump Phoenix Suns basketball.
Some about Arizona families, channels, and sports channels. So Channel 13, and then I believe it's 32 on DirecTV. Liberty taking on Higley out there at Liberty High School.
Are those teams good?
Yeah, they're very good. Matter of fact, Higley won the 5A state championship last year, and then Liberty won the Open championship last year. First time these two teams have ever played each other.
Tomorrow, Wake Forest at Miami, Indiana, and Ohio State. Those are the
3.
early games. Ole Miss, Florida is also on there. There's a bunch of 10 o'clock games. But regards to here locally, Arizona is at in Texas at TCU. That game is on ESPN Plus at 1 o'clock. BYU, ASU, channel ESPN for that. I should say network is 1:30 on ESPN. So those are some of the games. Of course, the Suns are off for a long time. So is ASU
Tuesday.
basketball.
Yeah.
Sunday, Cardinals Seahawks on Fox 10. That is a 2:25 start. So the games that we get here locally on regular television, it'll be Chiefs at Panthers, Cowboys at Commanders. Both of those games are 11 o'clock. There's ever a time you try to, ask the significant other, hey, I usually watch games at home because there's usually a good game. This is where you want to kind of maybe get out, go watch some of the other games.
Go get a little brunch
somebody
somewhere.
who has the ticket, yeah. And then the night game is Eagles at Rams. I was going to go, but there's no flights back from L.A. after 7 o'clock. 8
Really?
o'clock, yeah. There's no good flights.
There's
no
like
flights.
90 different airports out of the LA area.
Well,
there.
yeah, we're going to drive an hour and a half in
That's
traffic in L.A. No,
Yep.
thanks. So it's good. I wouldn't mind seeing the Eagles.
You're better off you probably just drove over there back and forth. Live after the game, 5.5 hour drive.
Yeah,
Save that
and
thing.
you can't have any beers. You can't enjoy it. I mean, that wouldn't be any fun.
Hey, guys,
Monday we'll be out at the Trophy Bar in downtown Ocotillo, and the Sunday. What is the game on?
It is the Ravens
Monday.
and the Chargers.
Ooh,
Ravens at the
okay.
Chargers. Be a good game.
Could be. So that's good stuff. And we will have the usual suspects. Craig Fouey will join us. Frank Sanders will stop by. Tim Hovick from Santan Ford will join us. So we'll have all the crew with us on Monday. If you missed anything, you can go to rockandmanuch.com. Real quick, as we let you go, we will give you a quick update on our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call questions of the day.
Is Army the best underdog
1.
story of the college football season? You can say yes, no, it's ASU, no, it's Indiana, or no other. Again, just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. 50% say yes, ASU, no, and no Indiana, 20%. And our second one, how will ASU beat BYU? Scatterby rush over 140 yards, Levitt throw for over 250, shut down BYU passing game, or win the turnover battle. The winner is tied. Shut down BYU passing game at 33.3%. And Scatterby rushed for over 150 yards also at 33.3%.
By the way, just announced by ASU, the Maxwell and Doak Walker Awards. Cam Scatterby is a finalist. Cool stuff there.
That's awesome.
We'll see you back here on Monday. Make sure you tune in tomorrow.
15.
Backspin the Golf Show beginning at 9.